Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with, now they looking nervously. And I don't really care what you think of me, respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta
I
struggle
don't
through
give
the
a fuck
sewer.
what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Check one, check two. How do we sound, everybody out there?
You can hear us, just let us know, guys.
Jump in the comments. Make sure we got the sound right today.
Sounds good to us, but I haven't seen anybody's responses. So, welcome to Drag Cycle and Cars Red Cup Tech Talk Tuesday. I think everyone knows this at this point. When I say everyone, anyone willing to listen to us. I'm not saying we're somebody, but we appreciate everyone tuning in and paying attention to us. You know, hot, which the tracks are hot. So. We're gonna adjust the volume.
Not sure what happened there, but can you hear us now?
How about now, Austin?
I must have hit the no audio coming through.
Yeah, that's what he was just saying. So I don't know if we hit the wrong button. How about now, guys? Before we keep on speaking.
Yeah, because it's going to be delayed for a minute. Yep, there we go. Good to go. Okay.
We good? All right, guys.
Sorry about that. That's my dumb astedness.
Yeah.
Hit the double click the mute button rather than single click. So
well, let's go back. Let's go back, Mark, just so people, I don't know what you did or didn't hear. Basically, what I'm saying is, want to give a huge. If I was wearing a hat, I'd take it off. I'll take the headset off. Marquise Hatton, great outing, runner-up finish. Really impeccable outing. So they plan to get that rectified. It sucks it cost them the win.
Right. Hold on just a second, caller. Let's get through this. Hold on just one. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, like I said, I've told customers of mine, and this is case in point for running a throttle cable, unless of course you got a blower, but you've got that big parachute cable.
Yeah.
That's an actual
big cable.
Solid cable. It's
Yes,
not
sir.
it's not a wire cable, but put a solid Hyman on each end and a piece of mild steel or some kind of spaghetti tube on there. So you don't have to worry about that. You're going to be pretty hard pressed to break a Heim or surely mild steel or chromoly is not going to bend. It's probably going to be chromoly on most of these cars, but there's nothing worse than that happening. You go to the floor and there's nothing there.
Well, absolutely, and I will attest to it quite honestly. And again, I'm new to the Pro Nitrous world. Not that we run Pro Nitrous, A-Car nitrous assisted. When Mark decided to make the swap to the 5-inch motor, that was one of the biggest things you had to do in the firewall was kind of cut out and fabricate to make proper clearance for everything.
Right.
So that's a big deal, man. And we're not preaching attention to detail by any stretch of imagination. It's little shitty things like that just really come up, but
Well, I heard they are taking it to the shop.
Oh,
getting that fixed.
Okay. Well,
but anybody else that's got that, it's a good idea. The kind of the faster you go, that kind of stuff needs to be solid, and you'll find that it's easier to drive. It's a cable is spongy unless it's a cable for like a blower. That's basically a parachute cable. It's a solid cable. So.
There's not much movement with that blower car cable or anything from that stretch of imagination, but everything's configuration, where the mounts are, where it hooks up, all that kind of stuff. So believe it or not, guys, we do talk about the technical aspect of it.
Right. Yeah. But ultimately, damn all that. That thing is fast for a small block to be able to run up front in X, which is a hard class to run. They're running against big blocks, but they've figured out something. Yeah. It'd be nice to get him on here, but he'd probably like, "Hey, I'm not telling you what the hell they're doing." But that was really impressive to watch that thing, and they weren't tearing up parts.
Yeah,
and it's hard to do. I think it might be a small block Ford. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if it is or not, but
yeah. We want to talk to the caller?
Yeah. Hold on just a second. But anyway, we just wanted to give a shout out to
100%.
To Marquise for doing a local guy that everybody knows around here for going down there and kicking folks to sleep. It would have been nice to see, and actually it's two local guys because he raced around roads.
Oh, okay. All right.
But it would have been nice to see what would have came of that, seeing as that was small block versus big block, and that was small block king. Until now, and he's put a big block in it.
Okay.
So,
well, nevertheless, the car owner, the team on both teams, man, congratulations to Rhodes and for getting it done, and of course, Mr. Hatton, man, I'm a total fan, especially after having you on the show. Not because just hearing everything that you were saying, and all the logistics and everything. I appreciate it. I know I watched YouTube and was staying tuned in to see how you were doing without a doubt, and I'm excited about World Series of Pro Mod too. Coming up. obviously, much like everybody else, they started testing yesterday. Not sure of. I believe it was either a Pro Charge car or a twin turbo car or a turbo. The Red 69 that unfortunately put it in the wall. I didn't catch a name on that when I was
Yeah,
watching.
I
live.
didn't. I don't have any sound at work. so
Yeah,
I
and
didn't-
that the driver was okay. That much I do know, and that's a good thing, man. But what a trash way to start such a big race on a Monday.
Well, that's the thing that's more impressive to me is that these Bamas can take off on Monday and test all week.
Yeah, obviously
get
the
to
pockets are
blast
endless.
All week
You're
long,
right,
man, on
you're
a
right.
premier track, and you don't
Yeah.
have the Tractor Drag Nationals where you're just watching spray
Yeah.
and drag and spray and drag. They're
Yeah.
just getting after it, and that's good racing to me.
Yeah.
I'm biased. I do like radio racing, and
Yeah.
they did a good job down at Ducks Race. They figured out how to move things along
Yeah.
fairly quickly and
Mhm.
keep the track pretty consistent. So they have figured that stuff out. But anyway, we wanted to give shout out to the guys that are going to be racing, local guys around here like William Brown Racing. I think it's called Brown
Yeah,
Motorsports.
it is. Brown
Travis
Motorsports.
and Vaughn Miles. I think Vaughn calls his I guess
I don't know.
I think it says RTM, I think, Red Top Motorsports or something like that on the side of Travis's car. That's their new car, their new
wow.
blower car.
Okay, I didn't see that.
They dropped it out of the trailer and went a 63.
Yeah, man. That dude can drive anything. They put him in Jet Car next. I think that's the only thing.
Yeah, and it's just interesting that all these nitrous guys,
Yeah.
Jason Harris
Yeah.
and Randy Weatherford, and all the guys that I have raced nitrous with have all said, "Man,
all
the
going
hell
with
is in damn
blowers.
nitrous."
All going with blowers. It
I
all
still
goes
hate
back
them
to the
sound
blower.
machines. They're still crap. I don't want to hear all that damn noise. You see everybody on the stand next to the car. Oh my god!
Hey, that means they're standing next to
Ah,
a car.
hell with that. But anyway, I guess I think the caller has dropped off.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't know
sure
if we
who
lost.
that was.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we lost the contact. So if you don't mind, give us a call back. But we'll keep talking about World Series of Pro Mod for the time being, and my personal dark horse, local guys, man. I got to stick with local guys. So I'm a huge Steve King fan. And they have a brand new car coming out. I didn't see what the results were as they made hits today. I think they were planning 2 or 3 hits.
Who's that?
Steve King.
Okay.
in the
Oh, they
Savage
did.
car. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're down there with their brand new car. Looks the same, rinse and repeat. Me personally, I'd have totally blasted changing that shit, because they're selling their older car. But, I'm a fan. Derek Ward, obviously he's a contender. Coming out with Salemi tunes both of them. And I think anyone that knows anybody, to me personally, if I was going with a supercharged car, whether it be a Roots blown car or C or D screw, it'd be John Salemi standing behind my car with a headset. No offense, Mark. When it comes to blower cars, that guy's the man. So those are my 2. Hope they get something done. I'm a Halsey fan because he's right here out of Maryland. It was exciting to win the Snowbirds on the 460 bike, and he won Pro Mod. We kind of shared some comments and laughs and a handshake. I'm a little partial. Maybe I shouldn't say my favorites because I'm a Flamhawk favorite, and I've never been to Sweden.
Right.
So I know he was planning some testing today. I didn't have a chance with work today to see much of testing at all. But I'm excited. There's 3 more days of testing before they get going on Friday night.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you see any of the pictures? From this was, I think, NT Pro Modder, and that's probably who everybody watches during the day.
Yeah.
He's going to be down there all week, but he did. I think he had a picture on his webpage. I mean, packed. Nothing but
Already with
53
fans.
footers just
Oh, you mean the
lined
racers?
up.
Okay.
Yeah, in the pits. I mean, on Monday.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like he said, who can take that time off? I mean, I know I'd be there. I'd figure it out.
Yeah, well, Yeah.
I go all the way back to the 80RL days when you could go over, travel overseas, follow the Sheik, and take 3-4 months off to go over there and run the Arabian Drag Racing League. Man, I said no.
Did you go over there?
I didn't.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's why
I
I'm
did.
bringing it up. There you go. As I bring it up, I didn't, and I regret each and every second of not going. So anyone that can afford to do it, as long as you're not living in a hut out back your house to go, pro mod racing or any form of racing, I don't blame you. You only live once.
Yeah. Well, it's too bad that series got diluted over there, and I don't know if that's because of us Americans going over there and kind of I don't know what happened, or the Sheik.
I
Just
mean, they
decided
still
he's-
race there. They do.
They
They're
do.
just
They
not
race in
drawing
Bahrain.
from here.
But last
Yeah.
week they were in Bahrain.
Oh wow, didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's to take a whole week off. I was just talking to somebody else today on the way over here about that kind of life, going back to class racing.
Yeah.
Which for all our graduate racers that watch this, if you most of the show on most grad shows is what class racing.
Yeah.
With the clocks off.
Yep.
But anyway, to be able to do that, I mean, you have to you pretty much nowadays have to own your own business. I mean, to take off, like I said, this week.
You're right.
Let's say you went to the Snowbirds. There's another week.
Yeah.
Most of the races this time of year are a whole week. And then as you go through the season, if you're going to race, let's say PDRA, you're leaving Wednesday. So you're off 3 days a week. 7, there's 21 days.
Yeah.
You're off these 20 days here. I mean, you're racing.
Yeah. If you open
almost 2 months.
In reality, Mark,
no income for the regular guy.
I think here's a parallel. If you open your grandmother's cookbook, if you wanted today's class racer with a door car, meaning first to the finish, no matter what class that is, the first part of the recipe is own your own business, to fund it, to take the time off, to drive it, and then you sprinkle it with people that work for you.
Right.
I'm guilty of doing that. It's like, hey man, we don't need you in here. You're coming with me. So, when I class raced and, in a door car. So when I campaigned and did it, I went 100% full bore all in, and my business faltered for it, because we were out racing. So I thank everyone in that scenario for doing it, because it gives us something to watch, something for us to talk about, and something for us to be fans about. So for me, thank you. I'm not judging you. I'm envious. I'm not jealous. That's a total different role reversal. What I'd love to see is guys like Tommy Franklin, and Jim Halsey to go down there and mix it up in a nitrous car. I hope they brought a tractor trailer of pistons, not even engines, to even think of competing with the Mark.
No, it's going to be engines. It's not going to be pistons. They're not taking the time. I mean, you're probably today and tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, they might, do some piston slinging. But for the most part, you're at this point, this stage in the game, you're putting whole engines in there.
Yeah. I mean, look at the numbers that Mickey puts up regularly. Look at the number that some of them front run and pro charge cars do. Those are big deals. They truthfully really, really are. And I don't know. I'm a fan of it. When you look at the incrementals that Moyer did, and you look at what Mickey's done, and man, can you put a passenger seat in that car? What will it cost? $400 or $500? Like, can I ride with you?
Right.
I don't even need to be the guy.
230 and 8.
Yeah, man. It's insanity, and I'm all about it. So that's what we're saying. As far as World Series of Pro Mod, I think everyone's watching that at this point, because there isn't too much racing to watch. NHRA starts next week, which plenty of friends and all that in Pro Stock Bike, Pro Stock Car, the Carusos. They're great people, and for me, the list goes on. So I'm a huge Gage Herrera fan. I'm all about my motorcycles, just like I am the cars, hence the name.
Hello. Hey, what's happening? Introduce yourself, Fat Al. Introduce yourself to the folks, so they know who we're talking to here.
Awesome.
Say it with your chest too. National DP man. Yeah.
I like it. Awesome.
Okay.
You want to share any of the details of your new car coming out, Fat Albert? That's it. The end.
Well, I mean, look, watch this, just so folks can, in case they want to jump on you, they know who they're jumping on. I mean, Not like you have to give engine a combination and all that, but I think it's a S10 truck, right? Okay.
Awesome. Okay. That's
Okay.
supposed to be the key, and I think we all lose sight of that, right? We're all supposed to have fun, and sometimes we're caught up in the BS, and then the fun doesn't happen.
Right.
You know, for me, I'm all about the fun. Yeah, yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, man. Do you got your eye on a time frame when you're going to be able to get the truck out? Okay. Yes, sir. Oh, wow.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
oh,
He said
killing
you're going
big,
to
huh?
kill him first. Okay. See what he put? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, Fat Albert. Carlos Wells, literally, I shit you not, probably 10 seconds before you just said what you said he was having problems hearing you. So we're gonna check this volume, and then I'm gonna ask you to repeat that, so I'm not the villain in repeating what you just said.
I think I got the volume on.
Carlos, can you hear? Just say anything, Fat Albert, just so he can before you say all that again. I want to make sure he can hear you.
Oh, damn.
I don't know. Shit. All right, hold on just a second, Mr. Albert. I want to see. I want to see if Carlos, can you hear him,
Yeah,
brother?
I've got it all the way up.
Just making sure we can hear everybody. I mean, they can hear us from what we're seeing on responses. So, I just want to make sure he can hear you because I don't want you saying it 3 times because he's got to hear what you just said.
Can they? Are they saying?
Carlos, can you hear him? He's not responding. Maybe what you said he did hear. He said, "I gotta go make it." Oh shit! Person.
I see. Shit. I don't know what.
Well,
They're saying
apparently,
they can't hear you,
yeah, only him,
but
and of
well,
course.
now there's somebody else that's saying they can't hear.
Oh, okay. All right. Hold tight just a second.
Yeah. What the hell? You were good last week. I don't know
Yeah,
what the hell
man.
happened
We're
here
just
with
double checking our program to make sure.
No, I'm showing.
He said, just so you know, yeah, Carlos said, I can't hear Albert. I can only imagine. So give us a second where we're on. That's all he said. You sure it's not in? Look, no audio. Go back into his phone call in. You had the audio off.
We're
I
in
saw
here?
it when it was up here. Yeah, when you had it as a small circle, there was no audio. I saw it was crossed out with audio. I don't know how the hell. Bear with me, Mr. Albert. That's my respect there. If I call you Mr. Fats, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, when it was originally small boxed up there, Mark, it had a cross through the microphone.
Can you hear him now?
He did plenty of talking. Backyard
Oh,
greatness.
what?
Can
I
you
think we
hear?
need to do
Can you hear Fat Albert?
about now.
All right, let's see when they respond. Sorry, guys. Again, learning and process.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. You know, walking off a cliff, right? We're waiting for feedback because, of course, it's a live stream, so it's a little bit delayed. So we're just gonna see because we asked, could anyone hear you at that point? Let's see. Oh my God. Mark put a bad tune in the laptop.
Oh,
Somebody put
the laptop.
Oh,
Yeah.
laptop.
Not the
No,
lap.
he still
not,
can't. Now
not
backyard
the,
can't hear us.
Not the laptop. Who can't?
Backyard. I just asked the last fellow backyard greatness to respond. So somehow the caller in. Can you go back and hit? How did that say no volume in there?
It should be this right here.
Really?
Yeah.
Because we hear him great, guys. I just don't want to be the translator like we're doing that whole, sign language. I'm not doing all that. I'm not repeating what you're saying. I'm not going to make it my fight. Because I don't think I've personally met either you or Mr. Wells. He's still saying no. You want him to hang up and try to call back in?
No, because I mean you don't see it up here anymore.
Yeah,
So
you don't.
Let's
see right there. See it in the center of the two?
this.
Click that.
That's
Yep.
video.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh shit. Well, my bad,
Damn,
man. When I
damn.
thought I was
Damn,
on
Fat
something,
Albert, we got your ass in here.
I know, and nobody can hear you.
can't-
And I know it's on our fault or on our end. And we're still trying to
Yeah.
we're trying to do too many technical cool shit. When we make it all come together, it's really going to be good. But at this point in time, we're still trying to figure all that out. So I appreciate your patience. How many miles are you going to log tonight? Because it might take that many. Wow, man. You gonna drive it straight, or can you with all the restrictions of having to pull over and yeah. I tell you, when I had the tractor trailer with my ProMod car deal, at least it wasn't all electronic logging. I can't imagine that. So yeah, we'll leave that unknown there, but the electronic I would imagine would be Yeah, absolutely, man. At the end of the day, Uncle Sam's gonna get right from that respect, and that's a whole nother podcast or a whole nother conversation we could talk about, right? Yeah. How about now? He said that truck gonna lose sound like he's gonna lose that race, is what Carlos said. I'm beating him, man. So, So apparently, have you guys got a lock race in?
Like I told him, this is a brand new bill,
Yeah.
and he has some races locked in.
I understand. Yeah. 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 No, and well, I appreciate the dedication without a doubt. I mean, it sounds like it's a friendly matchup. Is that fair to say? You guys? Yeah. And I absolutely don't blame you there, because at the end of the day, that's what we work hard for, to deal with all this BS. And it said, yeah, they're still saying I can't hear him, that he went out. Should we get somebody to call somebody else to call in, make sure it's not on his end?
No, I know.
Because we did this the first time. No offense, Fat Albert. Just hold on a second. We went through, I don't know, 2 of these videos ago and really hunting an issue, and I'm not saying it's yours, but it was on the other fellow's end on his phone, and we didn't realize that till other people started calling in. We certainly want to hear everybody, meaning you and Mr. Wells. Maybe he'll call in when we can get you right, and that way y'all can talk to each other on here and do all that, friendly wagering and talking to each other. So I'm not having to sit here and play.
Well, look, let me call back, because my dispatch is calling me right now. So let me call back in a few minutes.
Okay.
Maybe y'all can.
All right, brother. We'll work on it, man. I appreciate you.
I'll hit y'all right back.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Bye.
Okay.
Like, I wonder if it's that. Hey, Carlos, you got any interest in calling in?
Man, look, let Alan Newhouse with your cranky ass call on in here, and we're gonna use you as a test dummy. Come on, man. You got the number. The number ain't changed.
Right. It's all right there.
I think I got it. I think I got it right now.
Yeah, Carlos said we heard him and he went away. So you
Yeah,
probably got
'cause
it
I'm-
right at the end.
So there's a delay.
Yeah.
Not like we're worried about cussing on here and
Yeah,
hitting
no.
it, but,
And this makes sense because Backyard Greatness said we heard him. He's going to call back. So we must have got it right.
I
at the
might
end.
have it right now.
So Carlos, he said he had to take a call from his dispatcher, just so you know, brother, and he was going to call us right back. So we can continue this. You can also call in, and it would be fun to watch you too or listen to you too. Do plenty of talking.
Look, here goes Alan. Let's see if Alan Uhas works out here. Alan Uhas.
Man, stop with the bullshit.
Oh man, God, he come right on here with the 4-letter. Hey man, come on, calm down, you with your cranky ass. Can y'all hear him now?
Can you guys hear Alan? Carlos, tell us, brother. Backyard Greatness.
Hello. Hey, you got to do a little speaking over
Yeah.
there, Alan. Come on,
Alan,
man.
talk to us.
What you want to speak about? What kind of funny cup does Mac got?
It's a orange Yeti. It's not a red one, but
A
my
Yeti.
Yeah, it's a Yeti. One of my
Well, they can hear him now. So
they got you.
Ain't that
hey,
cute?
hey,
It is cute.
hey, here's just a warning for old Carlos here. Carlos, when Fat Albert calls back in, he's gonna mount your tail up. If you want to get on the line, now we got sound because he was riffing.
Yeah. Yeah, to get back what you said, Alan. Yeah, it's a Yeti cup, and it's just taller and less work than the Solo cup. Not that I'm hating on them; they're just too small.
Yeah, I had to do Captain Click a lot here on the laptop. I had the laptop.
Lab.
Ain't no P in laptop.
I'm learning the lingo,
Laptop.
man.
We in the lab.
I'm just over here trying to be relevant. Alan, what's new? What's new in your world, man? Any news? What's going on with you, man?
You don't want to know about my weekend.
Oh
No?
no, we don't. We don't need to hear that. I already know, so nobody needs to hear that bullshit.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take Mark at his word.
How about we talk about this? You gonna have a goddamn engine back so we can go north or south?
Well, it is promised back to me by. He gets back on Monday. It is promised back to me by. What's that? The second week of that Monday.
Wow. So a week before the race, basically.
It's a 50-50.
Yeah. It sounds like, I think, Alan, you know yourself, and I'm not throwing shade on anybody doing the motors or anything. If they're projected, you can add a week to 2 weeks on that. In my experience in the racing world, I'm not willing or wishing.
Man, look, tell them to put the short block together. We'll put the rest together and put it in there. Hello?
Heads are done. The short block's got to be done.
Oh, man.
So, will they put the short block together and give it back so you can finish it?
Okay, I think we got Alan, you still here?
Yeah, there you go. I'm back.
Okay.
Shit.
Alan, you still here too? Did I cut Alan off?
Yeah, you must have answered him and cut him off. People started hearing you at the end there, Fat Albert. So I think we got that right. Carlos is asking for the number. So Fat Albert,
I need to make sure I can do.
I'm believing Carlos is about to call in because he's asking for the number. So y'all can light fire to each other. Because when you went away to take your phone call, Mark told him, he's like, dude, I'm telling you, when he calls back, you better be ready because he's about to put it on you. And he's like, I just started hearing him because I think Mark got it right as you ended.
You there
the
still?
phone call.
Fat Albert, you still there? Oh, damn.
Did you clip him too?
No, I'm seeing him up here. I don't know what.
Sorry, guys.
Where did they go? Shit.
Hello? Who's on the phone? Anybody? You want to give me that number so I can give it to Carlos?
Yeah.
Let me find it.
All right.
Same number, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just going to tell Carlos just so he knows why you're trying to figure that shit out.
What the hell is going on here that I can't get? Fat Albert says something. Why is he on pause?
Fat Albert, are you on pause? You there, buddy?
You there, Fat Albert? You should be there now. You there?
Yeah, yeah.
Now Alan's back. Could you hear us the entire time,
Yeah, I'm here.
Alan?
No, that's Fat Albert.
Is
Yeah,
that
I hear
Alan?
y'all fine.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, that's fine.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
my bad. All right, so you can hear us good. I just gave. Did you hear me say I gave? Carlos was asking for the number, so he's liable to call in here, and then you two can do what you do.
Oh, okay.
What?
He's not gonna call. He's not gonna call. He's not gonna call. No, he's not gonna do that.
Oh man. Oh man.
Shit.
Oh man. Hey, well, so look, seeing as you are the national big tire, well, I guess it's not big tire. It's in general, DP Man of the Year, right?
Right.
Okay.
All
So, what we wanted to kind of go into this evening, because you are the DP Man of the Year, so locking in races.
Okay.
In general, so I see, you know, a lot of people nowadays, it's not, you know, and maybe if Colonial Beach opens back up and, you know, the track is right and everything, maybe guys will just show up on Friday and want to race. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
but in general, most people want to do what? They want to race at an event. So let's just say they want to race at, I don't know, North versus South. So that's what, 3 weeks out.
Yeah.
And they verbally lock in a race for, I mean, because you're the DP man for me for Big Fred's race.
Right.
If somebody decides to back in, they say, well, okay, well, we've got other races or whatever the situation might be. And they say, well, let's lock in 2 weeks before the race. Much like they're saying they want to race at, I don't know, Larry's Custom Tees After Dark in August. I don't know why you're talking about racing them when you got all these other races, but I see it pop up on, you know, DMV Garage. If somebody backs out of that and they haven't actually put the money up, is that just, okay, you it just is what it is and you're being a bitch? Or what do you do as a DP man? Say, hey, well, look, in let's just say for Larry's race, middle of September, you guys need to come up with this $500, right? So, what do you do? What do you do then? As
Well,
the
the
DP
way I
man,
do it is, when guys say they want to lock in 2 weeks before the event, because don't nobody wants to put up money, tie up their money for 3-4 months.
Okay.
I got it.
Now they say we'll lock in 2 weeks before we'll put the money up to make it official. But some guys, which I have noticed, they'll say, well, we'll lock in. If you don't lock in, you owe me this certain amount of money.
Okay.
So now you have to be careful and listen to the words. Because now locking in races is more than just bring your best race car to race. You gotta be able to play these word games, because there's a lot of word games going on. If you don't catch it and you say lock, I have to enforce that rule that you said lock. Now, by they saying, well, we're gonna make it official 2 weeks before. So now the 2 weeks get here and he said I can't race, then there's no money exchange, because he said we'll make it official 2 weeks before. But if they say it's locked, but we just gonna put the money up 2 weeks before the event and you don't make it, you still owe that money.
Okay,
That's
so
how I always word my races.
and what do you do if they say, well, I'm not going to pay it? Then what? Because you don't have the money in
Well,
hand.
if they don't have the money, then they have to be the person that, hey, he owes you, Mark, he owes you money because he said he's not gonna pay it. I mean, I can't go take the money from a person, but
Sure.
if you rather have your name put out there as somebody that don't pay your DPs, trust and believe it's gonna be hard for you to get other races, because it's now been put out in social media that you don't pay your DPs.
Right.
And
Yes,
if
sir.
somebody comes and say, Fat Albert, did Mark pay his DP? Nope, Mark didn't pay it. What? Oh, he did not pay his DP. Okay, I won't lock him in,
Right.
because your name is out there that you don't pay.
Absolutely.
So you know, it's just a lot of different situations like that I had to deal with, and I go to like, hey, you owe this man this money. You didn't show up. I ain't paying it, man. I just forget all that. Okay. Next thing you know, I'm seeing posts that they don't put out there that so and so didn't pay his DP. Everybody responded to it like, oh wow, I ain't locking him in then if you don't pay.
Right.
If you don't put up that DP, or he's not paying. So
Right.
you just got to be careful with these word games out here that's going on right now.
Well, I see a lot of that going
Yeah.
on. I've got
Yes.
I've got another one where, you know, no money's been locked in, and this is a personal one for me. and
Uh-huh.
going to North versus South, and somebody wants to play games because they're trying to get out of racing. So they decide to say, well, we never locked in a time.
Oh wow.
He knows he's on here. He's watching because that's what he does. Slide around in the bushes. Here's the thing. If no DP man, so let me ask you this, Fat Albert. There's no DP man been set, right? It was just a verbal, hey man, we're gonna race at this event, right? And that's it. We're gonna race, 5 on whatever the hell, at North or South.
Right.
And that's it. And then you think that you're to get out of racing me. Oh man, you gotta wait. Check this one out. Until I feel like racing.
Oh my God.
Because you never locked in a time. So, you wait around till 9, 10, 11 o'clock. Yeah. What do you let me ask you this. What do you think about that? Because really what that is somebody trying to get them a free 500 for not racing.
Yeah.
To make somebody wait around until, hey man, the gates get ready to lock up. I want to be the last player down the track.
Right.
Right.
And like I said, there's no DP man, but
yes.
as a DP man, there's no DP man for this one. That hadn't been even set yet. It's just a verbal, hey man, you want to get your ass busted? Come on, get you some smoke. And you end up with that. What do you think about that situation? Because I know what I'm going to do, but I'd like to hear what you think about that.
Well, if there's no DP man and y'all did not set a time, yes, he can make you wait all night.
Well,
yes, y'all did not set it. Y'all agreed to race at that particular date.
Right.
You did not set a time. He can make you wait until the last 2 cars go down the track.
Well, I got great news for you and this person. He can kiss my whole entire ass. My whole entire yellow ass at that. Because if you think that anybody is going to make me wait around until 11 or 12 o'clock when the gates get ready to shut so that you can try to pull the flim flam and not race when they got a big tire race all during the day, I want to run that too.
Right.
But damn that. I'm trying to get my man here. I'm trying to do a 2-car shootout. Damn the rest. And you're going to bullshit around? You got, hey man, look, it's going to be hand swinging or something because you're not getting 500. So he's on here looking. He ain't commenting no more, but he's looking. You're not getting 500. You're either going to race me or you're not. If you don't want to do it at this race with your scary ass, don't do it then. Just back out. Just say, I'm sorry. I didn't want my ass whooped. And move on. It's really just that simple. But if you think I'm going to go all the way to Carolina, 7 hours away, to wait for a Jimmy at 11 o'clock, say, okay, man, look, car cold, it's 40 degrees, it's in March, and now let's hope Hayes breaks something. You done lost your goddamn mind. Won't happen. Sure as I'm sitting here, won't happen.
Well, you got to take that as a lesson learned. Next time you will know to have a DP man.
Well, okay, but that's the thing. Okay, so watch this. But there is no DP man. Right. So you know what? I would like to believe that people have a little more integrity nowadays, but they don't. No. They don't. They'd rather try to, instead of trying to race me for this 2,500, they'd rather try to see. Let me see if I can get this 500 and hustle on out here before I get my ass whooped.
Right.
Hey man, you know what? You ain't getting neither one. You're either gonna race me at a reasonable time. I'm not racing my car at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. This was just, so here's the thing. This was just a, hey man, you want your ass busted north or south? That's the first race. That's down by you.
Yeah.
I can bring my ass down there and give it to you. You can get all smoke you want. All right, man. Okay. It's just as simple as that. 5 on 25. We're going to race down there. And now you're going to pull the, well, I outstipped him. You kiss my stipping ass. I'm not listening to that because much like we did with you, Fat Albert, with the race we got up at Fred's race, a formal, hey man, it's 5 on this, and we're gonna race at this time. I'm going to do that with a formal DP man 2 weeks before. I'm sending you this 500. Boom. With no DP man, it's just me and you. If you're going to pull that bullshit, dude, I ain't got no respect for you. You don't want to race. You kiss my ass. I'm going to keep saying it. Kiss my ass. Whole entire ass start at the crack.
Mr. Savoy just put something on there. I mean, I kind of speechless to say.
I mean,
but
it's
agree.
just.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, Fat Albert. This is what we've come down to. The way I see it in racing, you'd rather not race. People that either one don't want to race because they're scared to get roasted on Facebook for taking the L. Somebody's got to lose. I might be talking all this shit, and he said, "Bring your ass out here first round, like we're gonna do down there at Fred's race. After first round of shakedown, I'm gonna get your ass right then with your big mouth ass. I might get my ass smoked. You know they're gonna roast me. It is what it is. You gotta race. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose. That it's just really just that simple.
Yeah.
But this other foolishness, nah, man, I'm not about that. I'm not about that bullshit.
Right. Well, like you say, you're just a lesson learned. I would take it as a lesson learned. You know, in a way, he did outstrip you. He didn't set no time, so yes, he can make you wait all day. But you say you're not gonna do it, and I really wouldn't either. But he did. He got you with that one.
Well,
that was.
Here's
That's why I always tell guys.
Hold on, Fat Albert.
give me a
Listen,
time. Like,
hold on. It
I-
wasn't like that.
I get
Listen.
that. I get that, but this is conversation. This
Yeah.
is two dudes talking on the phone saying,
right.
"Hey, man, I'm gonna race." So if you want to set it up all to that, well, I could say, well, okay, well, you know, I got lane choice because I didn't say it.
Yep.
You know, I mean, you can nitpick it to death. Well, it
Right.
wasn't said, so I get lane choice. You know, we didn't say, we said heads up. Okay, well, it's heads up. Okay, well, but I get lane choice. Well, no, you don't. We got flip. Didn't we just talked about this a couple weeks ago, right? No, flip lanes. Well, it should be, all these things should be kind of known and just, it is what it is. But,
Right.
you know, if you're going to do all that, no.
And Mark, you know about like the race with y'all. When I got y'all finally locked in, I had to take 2 BC powders afterwards.
You didn't hear that. That screaming wasn't me.
Oh wow.
That screaming and hollering wasn't me.
But when they got mad about the flip foot lanes wasn't in the stiff, I'm like, wait a minute, that's automatic. We
Yeah.
gotta find out who gonna get what lane. I mean,
Yeah.
but they wanted me to put flip for lanes in. I'm like, okay, we'll start all over. It took us 4 or 5 times, but we finally got it
Well,
locked.
but see, you know what ended up
That's right.
happening.
That comes back to
Again,
the word
this is
play. Everybody wants the word play.
right, and that's what
Yep.
that I'm not really trying to do all that nonsense. The assumption is, much like with that race, when you said what ended up happening, you said, okay, well, you know, Pete said, well, it's gonna be 5 inches smaller, right? And they go to screaming again. No, you changing shit up. I said, don't. Okay, you got it.
Mhm.
You know what? It's run what you brung then, right? You remember me telling you that, Fat Albert? Okay.
Yep.
Y'all gonna get all the
Yep.
smoke. It takes me a Saturday to move these engines around. We can do that. We can do that.
Pass him over.
I'm good.
I'm not.
So
See, guys don't know how to stip race.
Well,
they don't know how to stip.
you see what ended up happening.
And
Now
Mark,
we
you was
agreed
in-
on it,
Mark, you
and then
was
he
in the
backed
right.
out, right?
Right.
Because
You was
hey
in the
man,
right.
I could put a 5.3 in here and kill you dead because you crying about what is already known. We're racing 5-inch engines.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know I got one, you got one. Oh, do you want to make it unlimited? I'm gonna bring you unlimited ass whooping. So we finally got through there, and I remember you because you got off the phone. You were like, man, all this goddamn screaming and hollering. Man, I gotta take me a BC powder and go lay down. This is some bullshit.
It was like you was in the right because y'all did not stip motors.
Right.
Your car against his car. That was it. And he said lock. So when they brought back up and Pete said the 5.3 and then went to hollering and screaming, I was like, wait. You did not stip Mark to a
Right.
motor. You
Right.
just said for him to come his car and your car.
Yep.
That was
Yep.
it.
Yep.
But you know,
Absolutely.
you was in the right, and you really didn't have to give him that because he had already said lock. But the guy that you are, you went on and said, okay, we'll go 5 inches smaller.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
So I had to
Let's
start
just
all over again.
watch this.
Start
Watch
over
this. Hold on, Fat Albert. So, given what you just said, National DP Man of the Year. If I had held fast to that and said, "Nah, man, you said lock," you see, right after it registered, because he was just screaming and hollering, he couldn't hear anything. Right after it registered, he said no race. How you gonna call no race and you just said lock?
Right.
So how do you do that?
Exactly.
Would you have let him out of that?
Because he didn't say a lie. I was like, no.
Thank you, baby.
If Pete wouldn't have said nothing, and the day of the race you had your 5-3 in it won't nothing he can do. But Ray Funk ought to be won't race you. And I would have enforced that because you did not stip motor.
Yeah.
You could be, look, Mark, you could race my mother. If she didn't stip you 5-3 or 5 minutes, I said, Mom, you owe Mark Hayes some money. I'm sorry. You got to give him his money.
Appreciate the honesty.
Right.
I do.
No security check, but I'm gonna give it to Mark. I'm
Right.
sorry.
Right.
I can't do it. I gotta call it. My record is on the line now.
Agreed.
And
Right.
I definitely
I'm never
agree.
gonna cheat nobody the way I'm gonna call it down the middle the best way I know.
Yep.
I'm not saying I'm always right, but damn, I'm 97, 98% of it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I
But
think in this
you was in the
case,
right, Mark.
there's a code of ethics. I think from that respect, and I'm brand new to all this, but what I can tell you is your word's all you have, and no matter what form of racing or what form of life. So in this particular case, I'm thinking in my infancy to grudge racing, locked is key word. Is that fair to say, Fat Aubrey?
Right. Exactly. That is a great report. Great,
Yeah.
because I tell these guys, listen, and I tell them all the time, if you lock a race in, you can make me repeat it 10 times if you want.
Yep.
But you better make sure you understand before you say that word lock.
Yep.
If you say, I will repeat it to me again, I got to do it. Okay. Repeat it one more time, Fred. I'll repeat it again. Okay, it's locked. Once you say that word right there, that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
That is it. So I tell guys, make sure you know what you're saying and understand what you're hearing. Because guys I don't see guys put guys in a trick bag. I don't seen it all, heard it all.
Okay, give me a good trick bag. Give me a good trick bag scenario. You don't have to name names, but give me a good trick bag.
One guy
What's
said,
Sean
I
put?
tell you what, you run on motor and I run on spray, and I'll give you the back tire.
Right.
All right.
You gonna give me the back tire? Yeah. He said, lock. I run on motor and you spray, and you give me the back tire. He said, yeah, lock. I said, oh my God. And your motor's smaller than his, but he put you on motor. He put you on motor and he gonna spray. Both of y'all, I'm like, oh. I said, okay, it's locked. Got to the track, Mark, he killed the man by 20 car lengths. Wait a minute, we can't. Hey, you said you wanted the back tire, but you had to run on motor.
Yes, sir.
He got you. There's nothing I can do. He got you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let me.
That was one of the best ones I ever seen.
How about for the?
Willie Dog did the best one. Willie Dog did the best one, Mark. He told a guy, "I'll give you the back tire, but you can't move until I get beside you."
Oh wow. I mean, what do you do with that?
He got beside you. He wide open. Yeah. That was the best race. I was in Fayetteville. I'll never forget it.
Oh my God, that's
and
awesome.
The dude agreed to it.
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
That's some fuckery.
Well,
right
you
there.
ain't gonna catch me doing no bullshit like that. I'm not agreeing to that shit. Not doing that. Not doing that. But if you get down to what you gonna stip air pressure? The things that they come up with, Fat Albert, is tiring for me. Look,
Air pressure.
it's easy to sit on the back lines of cap, you're gonna bust Hayes' ass. I've been hearing this shit for 20 years. Well, come on out and get it. I'm not saying I'm unbeatable.
Yeah.
I'm surely not that. I done took plenty of L's.
Yeah.
I just think I'm better than you. So come on, get this smoke. And if you beat me, you beat me. Oh, that motherfucker arrogant. No, I'm confident in what I do.
Absolutely.
I'm confident in this blue wagon I got. That's what they call it, a wagon. Goddamn. Yeah.
A blue wagon.
Yeah, but what's
Oh,
that?
wow.
What's that flexible flyer? The wagon. Yeah, I got
That's
a blue
a radio
wagon.
flyer if it's
Radio.
red.
Oh, okay. Well, what's I don't know. Did
I
they
don't
make
know
a
what
blue
the blue
one?
one is.
They make a blue one? Yeah, I got some bullshit. I got a wagon. So I'm all right with that. Well, come on, get the smoke. Look, I got a 20-year-old man. That engine is 20. It is now 21 years old.
Wow.
That's in that car. I bought that 2003 from Gene Fulton new. Same engine, same shit.
Wow.
You can go back to when I first put it in the Cavalier till now. It's been in the Chevy too. It's been in everything. It's slow as fuck. Okay, man, it's a turtle, man. You need fuel injection. I need all that.
Yeah.
I got these leaking ass carburetors, gasoline everywhere. Don't want to idle, black smoke and shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, go on and get your EFI ass in the other lane and, come on, get the smoke.
Absolutely.
And see who the best man is. You always talking shit, man. Yeah. It's some bullshit. Okay, well, and that's what I end up getting. So then I get what you're seeing right now. Man, we can run whenever. We can run when the gates get ready to close. They get ready to cut the lights out. Hey, man, hey, Hayes, you got to go now. You lost your goddamn mind again for the 5th time. No way.
At the end of the day, we can't even get them to the racetrack, so I think that's
Right.
a moot point.
So I mean that's where I stand with this crap. I mean I'd like to race more. I'm not saying I'm going to take all races because some guys, okay, man, I ain't got enough smoke for you.
Mhm.
I'm no fool. But the ones that want to run me or say they do, and they say that, I'm going to do you, Hayes. Okay, I know. All you gotta do is get in that other lane. That's it. The do me is the easy part. Getting in the other lane is the hard part.
I honestly saw that on your live feed, and the other night, those 3 hours of just logic, and Matt Suit, Sweet Suit. I don't know, really honestly.
Matt Sweet.
You say Sweet, I don't know, Sweet Suit, whatever. But Matt and I have known each other close to 30 years. I probably should know his last name, but just even seeing his or hearing his perspective. I watched it the next day when I had 3 hours, but what I can tell you, there was so much good material put out there, including for myself. I mean, Larry called in. Larry, I honestly appreciate it. You're welcome to call in right now, and we'll talk to you right now. But I enjoyed the different perspectives on really logic. It's not throwing shade. It's not throwing negative. We're not up here just going, you can't do X, Y, and Z. We're just trying to really bring attention to the logistics of these rules per se. But
Right.
going back to talking about the unspoken rules of grudge racing, I'm learning as I go, as I listen to Mark talk to you, Fat Albert. I mean, quite honest with you, I know the trigger word is locked, right?
Say less, say locked.
Yeah,
That's what I say.
yeah.
But
That's it. And I would tell everybody that getting in the grudge game, get you a DP, man.
Well, and
That'll
you know
cost
what?
you
I was
money.
glad you were on the
That's it.
phone, Fat Albert, because I know you know the game, and so I'm like, man, shit, Fat Albert on this goddamn man. Go ahead. And the fact that you did with all that screaming and hollering, you did your due diligence and said, look, man, you said lock. You okay with this? And you see, I had to back out 3 times and say, okay, man. Well, now
Yeah.
what do you want? You don't want the flip for lanes yet. That's too much. You said unlimited. You
Yeah.
just run what you brung. Okay, I can do that too.
Yeah.
I got options for all this shit. And I let him out of a whole bunch of crap because I just want to race.
Yes, you did.
I understand that it should just be
Let him
5
out.
inches apiece, and we're gonna run,
Let's get it.
and the
Heads up.
time should be right and be in the lanes and go.
I agree.
It should just be that simple. It should be that simple to get races.
Yeah.
In general, you shouldn't have to try to
Play games.
let me out. I mean, I can get some of the stipping, like back in the day where somebody's tipping you in 1 system, 2 systems, they got sneaky Pete's and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Nowadays, man, everybody got a gang of shit on their cars. So
Well, I think you said, and Fat Albert, I don't know if you watched his live or heard about it, but I'll be honest with you. I didn't tune in. I didn't.
Yeah, I
have
was
3
on it.
There you go. So, when you really go back to it, what's being asked from those rules is almost the same situation when you deal with this guy. We're not saying his name, but it's as bad as exactly what Mark put in plain verbiage the other night. I got an 855. So the next time I run Tommy Franklin or Jim Halsey, I'm going to go, dude, I need the kick in the clear. I mean, it's like letting the fat kid on the playground, no pun intended, because you're Fat Albert. But you understand what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
if you're not that guy to
But
get
you
in
gotta
that
back off
game,
that stuff.
yeah, if you're not that guy to get in the game, what the fuck are you doing? Like that's one thing I'm never gonna just get my head around. That's the weirdest part about it is when you break it down in that.
And really, that should be the difference between, in my opinion, between grudge racing and shootout racing.
Yeah.
You know, shootout racing was spawned because of grudge racing. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
They didn't have, people wouldn't engage, so they had to create shootouts.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
For the fans, right? They had to create something to keep the fans' interest.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Who's on now?
That's right.
Hold on just a sec, Fat Albert. He's trying to take a call. Let me see if we can get him right without fucking all this up again.
Here.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Who is it?
You ain't have, you know. Oh, there you go. Hold on. I'm going to drop one of these. Hold on a second, because it might drop both of them. Hold on.
Did it?
Yeah.
Sorry, Fat Albert. We're still learning, man. Couple of old dudes with no computer savviness.
Yeah, ain't just a bitch. Hey, you need to cut your. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Hold on a second.
That's you, Fat Albert, right?
Hey, don't feel bad. Whenever I have a problem with a computer, I got to call my nephew.
You're making us feel better. Thank you. You're absolutely right. That's what it's about.
I call my nephew just someone to cell phone. Hey, how do I get him to do? You know, he'll tell me, oh, day in the morning.
God damn.
We ain't much better right now, man. Trust me when I tell you.
Yeah, exactly. I am totally lost on it.
Oh, dude. What Mark's figured out.
What's good, Fat Albert?
Who's this, Pete?
Oh, that's Carlos.
This is Carlos.
Carlos.
Oh, what's up, Carlos?
That's Carlos.
What's going on?
Oh, man.
Hey, Carlos, sorry about that. I added you in there, but we were riffing here, so.
Sorry, brother.
Oh, yeah. You know, hey, guess what, bro? You're never too old to learn.
That's it. Still trying to find our way and figure it out, man. Thanks for calling in.
And Carlos.
You hear him, Carlos?
I'm listening.
He said, I'm listening. You got him, Fat Albert? Can you hear him? He said he's listening.
Uh-oh. What happened?
God damn it, Mark.
Got the game fucked up. You back?
You still with us, Carlos?
I'm still with y'all.
All right, hold tight, Carlos.
Fat Albert, you still there? Oh, shit, he dropped. Hold on.
Oh, hold on. He might be, he's
off.
driving right now, so he might have just dropped off. I'm not
Hey, Fat Albert, you there?
Nah, his phone.
Yeah, you dropped me off. You cut me off. It hung up.
Shit.
Ah, man, you heard Carlos' name and you dropped the phone. Fuck out of here.
Wait, no, see, I was talking to Carlos and the phone just said click. I said, ooh, wow.
Man, look, we thought you might have rode off the road, man. Man, come quick. Somebody get Fat Albert might have rode off the road.
Carlos still on here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
There you go. You guys are together, brother.
Yeah, I know. Carlos said, you're never too old to learn. And I was like, well, I hope you learn not to fuck with me no more when I whip that at you. So, I mean, you're right. You're never too old to learn. You're going to learn one more lesson, young man. One more lesson not to fuck with me no more. When you
I ain't gonna fuck with I'm not gonna fuck with you no more after I whoop your ass. I don't have to fuck with you no more after I whoop your ass.
You got pictures of their cars.
Yeah, David, I'm going to bring him back to life and kill him again. I'm about to tell you.
I hear you.
I'm ready to bet on the gap. I'm ready to bet on the gap. I'm
Bet-
ready to
oh,
bet on
shit.
the goddamn gap. I'm sick of
Lock that line in.
I'm sick of you.
Lock that line in.
When that guy help us to lock in, we'll lock in. I'm sick of you.
Lock that line in. We already agreed to lock in right after.
He's charged
We
up.
already agreed to lock in after the race, right? Right after Larry race, so
we lock in.
locked in and you let me wiggle, right? We locked in and you let me.
I'm gonna walk around the truck stop because I gotta cool down. You done made my blood.
Oh, man.
Holy
man.
What you on there now?
Oh, man.
So hey, right after Larry race, we locking the money in and you let me wiggle like you agreed, right?
Let you wiggle. You gotta wiggle to get in that seat. That's the only wiggle
Wiggle your ass down in that seat. That's all wiggling you do so you can get them belts on.
I'm just trying to teach McAdams the terms.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Carlos, I need it. Thank you.
We gonna lock in. You gonna let me wiggle. See, if I'd have said lock, I won't nothing I can say.
Yeah.
I caught what he said though. The wiggle is the break. See, if I'd have said lock, oh my God.
Yeah, you've been stuck.
In the foot.
You'd been stuck.
Stips.
Yep.
It goes back to them stips. Thank you, Carlos, for educating me. I appreciate it.
Back to them steps again, Carlos.
Hey, you got, hey, Mike Adams, ain't no rules. You got to try to sneak them in.
Hey, it's working.
Hey, guess what?
Yeah.
It's a word game. That's why that would make Mark so great because he good with them words, right?
That's it,
It's a
brother.
word game, so you got to listen well, man.
Hey, you know, I in my mind, one of my best friends is he's Jimmy Shipley. He calls himself Hillbilly Hustler for the same reason, Carlos. That dude will throw words in there on a bet. I'm like, I'm not doing that. He's like,
Yeah.
I could bet, I could do this, and he's walking a line that isn't the same normal line. So I have a little bit of education there, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got to listen well.
But you gotta. What I try to tell them, Carlos, you gotta listen to the words. And for all those that grudge racing, I ain't trying to tell you how to do it, but to save a lot of headaches and a lot of arguing, get you a DP man, because that DP man will call it the rules that both y'all agreed to get him. He has to enforce the rules that y'all set.
Ultimately, with the scenario I was giving you earlier, though, was okay. We talked about racing. And then it was going to come down to, now let me get a DP man, because I wasn't going to just be, hey, man, we just going to handshake on this shit, because I'm just not doing that. Yeah. Somebody's got to hold this money, because if some nefarious bullshit goes down, somebody's got to call it.
Yeah.
And I got to trust in who's calling it. Even if I don't like the outcome, somebody's got to call it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you can't, something as simple as this. You can't start your car. And that wasn't, you know, necessarily put in there. And I'm like, okay, so what do you do with that? So, you know, if you've heard me talk about 3 bulbs is a race, right? And people will bitch about that. Right. Okay, what I'm saying is you got to get your goddamn car started. You got to get up there. If you break before then it's just punk out. You pay DP. If you turn 3 bulbs on and your shit run flat, unfortunately, like Marquise did, and the goddamn throttle cable breaks. Yeah. Hey man, you lost. Yeah, you dead in the water, stinking. You done. You out of here. Right. You're paying the whole pot.
Well,
you know, I've heard. You know, well, we ran into this last year. At the what was the last race of the year?
It was the last race of the year. Yeah. When,
that
the black car. I don't know.
Brian. What's a Lil Boosie? What? Marquis' car. Wouldn't start. I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. Something's wrong with it. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't have a radiator on my shit. So, no, we ain't starting the car up. Oh, man, start up. No, I'm not sitting there. You crazy.
Right.
So they say, give them 15 minutes. 15 minutes? Where they do that anywhere?
Yeah. That's like
more times than not. And I get that. I guess you'd have to step Fat Albert, the exact time. But this is in a shootout. No. 15 minutes. So that everybody had ran. We had backed out, last pair. Okay, I mean, what are you supposed to do? Mm-hmm. The clock went from 5 to 15 to 10 to 5 to 8 to 3 to 5 to. I'm like, look, man. Hey, man, go ahead and start it up. You can go into the water haze. No, sir.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
It was a lot of fucking.
So
when his car broke, it was up to you whether you give him the 15 minutes or not, right?
No. You know, I was told this is grudge racing. Well, no, this is shootout racing. That's the thing that's.
Where did it come from?
Exactly. A wild hog's ass, as my daddy used to say in Burlington, North Carolina. A wild hog's ass. That's where it came from.
These are facts, man. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Look, Carlos, you done raced class. You done been in NHR. You done all that, right? Have you ever heard somebody so I usually you get what, 3 minutes, and I think in NHR they might give you 3 minutes. I think.
I don't even think it's that long.
2 minutes. Okay, so let's say it's just 2 minutes. 15.
Yeah, I know. I was in the car.
Man, shit.
Let me say this, right? Let me say this. So I was at the last race and I had to run Joe Smith. Joe Smith did his burnout. I couldn't get the car started because the starter wire came off. Royce put us on a time of 2 minutes.
Right.
And right at the 2 minutes, we got the wire back on. I started the car, did a short burnout, and ran him. This was first round.
Right.
So we only was allowed 2 minutes. How you on was 15 minutes.
They backed me out of the water 3 times.
15 minutes.
The race director
Yeah.
decided he gets 15 minutes.
Even
so,
Royce was astonished by
yeah,
it.
Royce was kind
Yeah,
of pissed about that.
Royce
but-
was like, "What the hell?" And then when they finally said, "Okay, he's done," I go up, do a burnout. Actually, Pete's bringing me in lights. Welcome on, Pete. We see you sitting over in the corner. I'm gonna acknowledge it. Pete brings me in lights as he's bringing me in, about to tell me I'm done. Then they go by doing a burnout. So I'm like, "Okay, what are we doing now?" They just said he's done. Now he's doing a burnout. Well, no one said anything, so I lit the second bulb and went.
Right.
So
It
did
was-
y'all have any money locked in on that race?
no, sir. It was a
Or
shootout.
was this
No,
inside-
no,
this inside the
actually,
shootout?
Pete, correct me if I'm wrong, because your mic's on mute. I think we had. Were we gonna raise $200 for that race?
It was
I don't
y'all had 1,000 up on the race.
Yeah, but
see. I didn't even know
I mean,
that.
but we look,
So maybe- so
he
maybe-
didn't race, so
Yeah,
because
maybe
he
that's-
didn't make it
That's the
to.
only thing I can figure. Maybe that's the only way I can figure that they might have pulled that move, because it was actually a grudge race with inside the shootout.
Okay, maybe.
That's
I
That's
don't
the only
know.
way I can make some sense out of the nonsense. Bro.
I'm being schooled that we were even racing for money. I thought we were just.
Look,
I don't care.
I'll tell the
No,
dummy
I-
between the
I-
seat and the steering wheel.
Pete,
I
you know this. I don't give
I knew
a
money
shit.
was on the line because I was standing there, and I knew it was about $1,000
Is this
or
Carlos?
somewhere on the
talking?
line because I was standing there. I don't know
Okay.
who put the money up, but money was up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. See, I didn't
Maybe
even know.
maybe your handler put the money up.
Oh, man.
shit.
Oh man, Pete, you
You
want to
hear that,
clarify that?
Pete?
You want
Pete.
to clarify that
He
because
threw a rib shot there.
Look,
That's what I heard.
Hey, watch this, Carlos. They said I was calling Pete a boy and all this other bullshit because I said he handles my business during the day because I don't have my phone.
Come on.
I can't get
man.
on it, so
Come
they
on.
wanted to change it into you got to change the
Right.
narrative into something else.
Yup,
Hayes is looking
yup.
down his nose at somebody, some
Yup.
bullshit.
That's
But anyway,
fucking bullshit.
how about this? Watch this, Carlos. You can refer to him now as my friend Pete.
Pete.
That's who you all need to talk
Right.
to. My friend Pete about racing.
He's
How about
in
that?
your top left corner. That's Pete.
Right.
This is Pete. Hold on. I'm gonna get weird. This is Pete.
Yeah, but
Oh.
that was for money, and I think that's why they wanted to hustle up there. But shit, we didn't get paid. Did we get paid, Pete?
Y'all didn't get paid.
No, he actually he was out the racing, I guess, by him never even bringing the beans, so it wasn't a
Why
race.
do a burnout? You know, at that point, what the fuck? I just, that's where I'm in the car, and I'll be honest with anybody. And man, this is a learning curve for me, not for stress or headaches, just the fuckery, for lack of better terms. I don't get this, man. When you get counted out, we've all stood there. I'm gonna do a visual how Royce and Jason have trained his employees. This is what
Well,
they do.
actually,
I think we've all seen this, right?
They called it. What was said was, if Hayes had did a burnout, it would have been, was it 2 minutes or something like
I
that?
just
If
said
he
that
had-
2 minutes, right?
but by him not doing the burnout, is just sitting there waiting on him and push back, that allowed him to have more time. That's what the rules. That's what they said the rules was. I don't know. If he actually did the burnout and went on with it, they wouldn't have gave him but 2 minutes, I think. But by him waiting,
Pete,
is why they gave him so much more time.
Pete, can I ask you this? And I'm not trying to be funny, but it might sound funny. Where the fuck are these rules printed? Are they on a website, on email, an etch
They're
a
up
sketch,
here.
a dry
They're
erase
up here.
board?
This is what we're
What
gonna
the
do today.
fuck? I mean, even in Grudge, if you're going to give a format, have some rules in that format, hand them out, put them on a website. So when people do this shit, hey man, I'm just following what you said on the paper that you gave me.
I don't really know. I just know that was the conversation of the argument of starting the car
Pete, hold on.
and letting
And
it
they
run.
there's no concrete rules in paper in grudge racing. We make them as they go. That's why we so great.
I agree with it. Is that Carlos that just said? I'm
We
sorry.
make 'em up as we
I
go.
understand as you make them as you go, but within a shootout, you kind of don't, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, let me say this.
Yeah.
Okay. MAG, he the one really brung big time shootouts back out. So we actually, and Mark raced it, Pete raced it. Fat Al, I don't think y'all raced it, y'all ran the junior varsity, but we had a set of rules because, I mean, really it's class racing within inside of a grudge race. That's all it is with the clocks on.
Right.
So we set rules in place to keep all the bullshit up. But
Yeah.
if you put money up, in grudge racing, you set the rules up as you go. It
I
can
agree.
It can change it
I agree
between
with
any
that.
two cars.
Well, that goes
And
back
that's
to
where
the
headache part.
stipulations,
That's where
right?
the headache part come at. You know, unfortunately, that's where the headache part come at. That's why we so great, because it's so stressful.
I agree. That's why I just walk away. I mean, the squeak fella came at me and really
Yeah,
had
you got hollered at.
yeah, he had a lot to say, and I turned around and walked away from the dude because I never met him. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm the dude who puts a helmet on and points it that way. Like, you know,
Well, and
so
let me say this because I gotta go. Hey, Carl, let me say this before I go. And Mark and Mac, I appreciate y'all bringing me on and asking questions. I
Thank
hope
you.
I enlighten a lot of people on how to do their races. But I'm gonna say this before I go. Carlos, you's a dead man. You's a dead man.
Carlos, you gotta appreciate it, brother.
Hey, man, I can't wait, boy. I'm telling you, boy. I can't wait.
Oh,
I'm telling you, boy.
Oh
and
shit!
look, and then I want you to come over there and hand me one of them cigars. So here you go, Mr. Albert.
That'll
Mr.
never
Albert.
happen.
Hey, say Mr. Albert.
You know
Put
what he said?
Mr.
That'll never happen. That's what Carlos
Oh,
just
man.
said. That will
That'll
never
never
happen.
I'll bring you a cheeseburger over there from McDonald's before I do that shit.
Oh man.
No, I want a cigar. I probably already have a cheeseburger on me. So just bring the cigar and just hand it to Mr. Albert. You's the better man. I would be so. Oh man, that'll make my
Holy
day.
shit! Hey,
Well,
should have put that in
I
the
can't wait.
steps. The steps, right? That's what I'm hearing. Put it in the steps.
I've been waiting.
But look,
I've been
I
waiting.
gotta go.
He's
I've
leaving
been
us.
waiting 3 years for this
Hey, look.
race, man.
Hey, Fat Albert, thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Oh, no problem, man. No problem at all. I'll be listening to y'all while I'm on the road. So
Thank you,
y'all
man.
be good, Mark, Pete.
Okay.
Carlos, remember,
Be safe.
The clock is ticking.
Yes, sir. Be
I
safe. brother.
appreciate
I hear you.
appreciate your time.
Okay,
All right,
bye.
Carlos. How you doing,
All right.
man? You still with us, right? When's your
Yeah, I'm
first
still
race?
here.
Are you coming out to Galat?
No, I won't. I'll be at Coastal Plains the following week, hopefully.
Okay, so that's y'all's first race.
Yeah, we got 2 locked-in races there with
Gotcha.
Underdog. He won a rematch.
Okay.
And, with Buddy Blow and with the Bullet Bill truck, we got those 2 locked-in races.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so
hopefully-
y'all
hopefully we'll
going
be there.
radio
We
versus
in the
Slick.
same- So we basically not in Louisville Bill. I mean, not in Bullet Bill. Louisville Bill, they got a truck also. Big time
Oh,
truck.
okay. That goes to tell you what the hell I know.
So
Yeah.
we'll be there hopefully. So we're in the same position Allen in the same spot. But you know, I do got a couple of options, so I ain't as bad as Allen.
Oh man. Oh man.
Wow.
But me and Allen on his ass, but you know, ain't no, it's out of our hands, man.
Sure.
Yep. But I do got other options, so I swing that way if I have to.
Okay. All right.
Either way, I'm gonna be there because I like the race. I'm gonna be there regardless.
All right. Well, good, man. We're looking forward to it, man, without a doubt. I can't wait to get at it. We're about to get going here and shit. Barely 3 weeks, so I can't wait. No matter what power plant we're working with or who we're dealing with, I can't wait. I'm sincerely looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely missed the track, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pete, you got anything you want to say to Carlos or anything while you're on here as you sit off, in the corner right here?
I'll just sit back listening.
You just sit back
Good luck
listening?
to him. Hopefully everything will go. He will go for him so he can reach.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna make it. Yeah.
I know. I'm gonna make it.
Overnight. I'm gonna make it. All I need is a cigar and my red cup, and I'm good to go.
Cheers.
Mine's orange.
Cheers.
I got bitch for that.
Hey Carlos,
At the
watch
end of
this.
the
Now
day,
when
at the end of the day, long as my family at the track, man, we have a good time and we keep the red cups and the music going. So, at the end of the long as my family, we got the car there, my family be there, and that's what it's all about. Win
Right.
or lose.
Right.
Absolutely. Couldn't
Yep.
agree with you more, brother. Yep.
Mhm.
It's supposed to
Yeah.
be fun. I think
And
we all lose sight of that.
Yeah, and we eat good too.
Oh yeah, well yeah, y'all
Yeah.
definitely do that. Alan be sneaking down there, blowing y'all spread out. Alan, you still on here with your?
Yeah, I make sure my wife makes sure Alan got his pasta salad.
Oh
Make sure of
man.
that.
Oh man.
If anybody fuck with Alan pasta salad, there's a problem, bro. You know Alan already got an attitude.
Yeah, you're right about that. Right about that.
He said he's already got an attitude. If that's not an accurate statement, I don't know what is, man. All that is for sure accurate. No,
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you calling in, man. And let me ask you this: are you planning to run the entire Stick It To 'Em series, or what's y'all's game plan?
You're talking to me. Oh.
Really, we kind of up in the air. I mean, I like to race, so I race with everybody.
Okay.
When they came up with the rules, man, it's tough with a 5-inch, man, to give that a 484 that 1-in-1, man, and
you're right.
that's I'm not worrying about that head up clear to the 5.3, 5.2 on the blower. As long as you get a good tree, you got a chance to stay there.
Okay.
That 1-in-1 to a decent 484, I just can't see it, man. And,
Okay.
I'm at the point now. I'm like, I love to race, but I don't. When I leave the shop, I want to at least have a chance to win.
You said a mouthful right there. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, I mean, and I do got options. I can put the 484. It should be fresh. I can put the 484 back in there and take advantage of the rule.
Sure.
But shit, man, we didn't put so much money in the 5-inch.
Right.
And that was the plan from the beginning. To put the 5-inch in the car.
Yes, sir.
And to go racing. So, but like I say, I love the deal they got. I love, the Brad did kept the deal that we had with MAG, kept the same rules. I like racing with them guys. So, and I like the grudge race. So either way, I got options. So, Mark will tell you, Peter tell you, we like to race. We gonna be at the track.
Right.
As long as we got money to go to the track and get nitrous and oil and fuel.
Yeah. Have fun.
We coming to the track.
Right.
That's the point, man. It's supposed to be fun, and I agree with you, man. You want to leave the house knowing you got a fighting chance to win. So, I'm not saying, I just was asking just out of sheer, like, are you? What are your plans, kind of thing. So I don't blame you there in any aspect of that. So I don't understand the folks, and I guess we all need them, no matter what class, bike, car, whatever. Leave thinking or not giving a shit about winning. I like to have a good time, but part of that good time is winning.
Right.
To me.
Yeah.
So, having said that, I think we got Matt Suit on here, right?
Yeah. Okay, so Matt,
is it Suit? Hold on, Carlos. Is it Suit or Sweet?
It's actually Suit. I just never correct anybody.
Fuck yeah, I
sweet.
told you I've known this motherfucker longer than you. He
so
corrected
often
me earlier, Matt. Hold on, Matt. I'm sorry.
Matt, you mean all these goddamn years I've known you?
30 years.
I've been saying this bullshit wrong for like 20 years.
Sweet. I'm like, is he trying to take him
You
to a
thought
hotel?
I was sweet. That's why, Mark. You thought I was sweet this whole time.
Hey,
Oh,
Sweet
man.
Cheeks.
Man,
Hey, look,
Oh,
Sweet
man.
Cheeks.
And I said, well, I want this guy to keep thinking I'm sweet.
Oh,
So I
man.
didn't change
Oh,
your
man.
I
mind.
fucking knew it.
Come
He
quick. Hayes
corrected
is in
me.
trouble. Come quick. Somebody help me out.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
man.
Just throw it up.
damn.
Sorry, Mark. I knew it. I was like, this
Matt,
fucking
you
guy.
should straight. Let me click Matt off here. I'm like, man, you done embarrassed me out here, man. 20 years later, you gonna say it's Matt Suit.
Not sweet that way. I mean, like sweet, like you want to race me, sweet. Not,
I know what
Trying
you're
to
talking
save
about,
it.
man. I know what
Trying
you're
to
talking
save
about.
it.
I know
love
what
it.
you're talking about.
Thank you, Matt.
We keeping it racing, but little backstory. My family's originally from Suitland.
Okay.
So that is the whole story to it.
Oh.
The last name is Suit, and
Okay.
they broke up like they had like some kind of family feud, and some of them took the E on, and some of them didn't. The ones that I guess we were the outcasts with the E.
Okay.
So they moved to St. Mary's. They moved down here to St. Mary's
Yeah.
from there, and that's where all my family is originally from, right here in St. Mary's.
All right.
But
Thank you for clarifying that.
But
Man, look. Hey, Matt, watch this. I get in another conversation. Say, man, Matt going to the track this weekend. Yeah, man, I saw him. Who? Matt who? Matt Suit.
yeah,
They're gonna be like, who the hell is Matt Suit? I don't know that man. What kind of cars he got? God damn, man, I gotta change my whole friends list up on that one.
Well,
Damn, I had that messed up for
One thing
20
they
years.
do know is they know that sniper word. They can remember
Well,
that.
yeah, they can
And I
remember
tell you,
that.
Royce
Matt,
Miller
Yeah.
listen.
taught me that a long time ago. The whole reason we even named the car, Mark, and you were involved in this a little bit
Yeah.
back in the day, but Mark came to a couple of us racers that were going to the Frantic Sevens, and he said, "You guys really need to name your car. You really need to put a name on it." And I was like, "Why?" I don't understand. He goes, "Because nobody's ever going to remember your name, but they'll remember the tombstone, or they're going to remember the gravedigger. They're going to remember, whatever." And at that time, Mark, you named your car Army of One. You remember that?
Oh,
Army
yeah,
of
yeah,
One.
yeah.
Who was the Army
You
of
had
One?
the Cavalier, and you were joking around
Oh, really?
online saying, "I'm the Army of One." And that's how I came up with the sniper idea, because you were kind of doing that little scheme, and I shot at that one, and that just took hold. And the first big race down south we had. Now they were starting to call me the DC sniper, but that was because I never was the DC sniper. I just happened to be from DC.
That's cool though. It's
in
cool,
South
but not.
Carolina's But at the same time, that guy was shooting everybody up.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
And
not
that
cool.
video, if everybody remembers that Indicut video, they said, "Can you believe that sniper came down here?" He said, "Well, he killed 100 whats in DC." And
Yeah.
took off from there.
Yeah.
So people always just thought of me as that, but I never call myself that. I always just call myself sniper. But
yeah,
well,
I
it's all
appreciate you
good.
clarifying, because I swear to God,
Yeah, me and Matt
had
were
this
elbowing each other. I'm like,
tonight.
it ain't no damn suit. Who the hell is Matt
He
Suit?
was correcting me like shit, and I'm like, maybe I am wrong. I'm like, no, I knew this
See,
motherfucker
my
before you did.
motorcycle family knows my real name, because
Thank
that's
you.
where I came from, racing motorcycles at one time.
Man, you snuck in the
Drag
back.
Cycling Cars, I
Hey, watch
appreciate
this. You
you.
snuck in the back door with
I
that
appreciate
damn.
you, Matt. For all the people that
that
don't know
damn,
who you are now in motorcycle racing, long before the cars. Matt Suit.
Oh yeah. I got lucky enough to win an all bike event down there at MIR one time.
Just
and
once?
That was lucky.
I thought you won more. Seriously.
I done wrecked one. I done had one blow
Your
up.
bike
and catch
on fire,
and
the
go down the
Kawasaki.
track. Everything's happened. But
yeah.
I tell a lot of people that I actually felt safer on a motorcycle, even with all that happening.
I
Because,
couldn't agree more, Matt. I'm
you
with
could
you.
get away if you wreck in a car, and I wrecked bad in a car. I rolled 5-6 times in the Dobbs Dinosaur, and
Ooh,
boy,
yeah.
that's hard hits, buddy. I'll tell you what, that's
Hey,
hard hits. I never forget. I can remember every single roll of the car, and I felt each one. In the first, second, third flip, I said, "That ain't that bad." About the fourth or fifth, it was starting to dig in harder, and I was like, "Oh, that hurt."
Yeah.
And of course, I broke like 6 ribs in that.
Yeah.
But,
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So you were, that was probably what, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Probably at least 15.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Probably,
somewhere in there. 12. I think it was
probably 10.
2012.
Probably 10, 11, 12.
Something like that. 2012.
So given what you
right
know
around
now,
12.
Right, Pete.
given what you know now, because I know you were hired gun jumping around, would you have gotten that car? Would you get in that car today, given what you know now?
Never. I would never get. There's a lot of things I won't do now that I would do then.
Absolutely.
I will never get in a car that I don't work on myself.
Well, that's hard to do too. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
I love the Four Horsemen guys. I know, we both do, Marco. Those guys weren't bad guys, but in our area at that time, everybody's talking about the Horsemen. And I tried to race them several times, but they were wanting to break from us, and I just couldn't get at them any type of way. And everybody was like, the Horsemen's really doing it, but I couldn't get them to race us. So
damn,
I really
Pete,
wanted
you
a
some
shot
trash.
at taking them out. So the reason I drove that car and took that race was just because I wanted to get at the Horsemen so bad. And Gene Stevens locked in a race with Dial without knowing I might be involved. And I wasn't in it. Come down drive. I was like, yeah, I'll come down, because I wanted to try to race them.
Yeah.
Just engage. It was nothing personal.
Sure.
It just, I wanted to engage with them, and that was the only way I could do it. So I made a bad judgment call trying to go race them. Luckily, I did win the race, but it came with a big cost.
You know what the options could have been? You could have just gone live, pretending like you just don't feel like it, and changed the steps. I mean, you could have done that, but you didn't.
Well,
You didn't.
no.
I probably could teach
The crazy part is, the crazy part is, both of them wrecked.
Things like that.
Hold on. What'd you say, Pete? Hold on, Matt. What'd you say, Pete?
The crazy part is, both of them wrecked. He wrecked and Gene wrecked.
Did you hear that, Matt?
Yeah, Gene Wreck tried not to hit me, but Gene Wreck probably trying to not hit me, so I wouldn't call his a wreck so much.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I had a brake caliper freeze is what we believe happened because after the wreck happened, one of the people, um, one of the crew guys, while I'm in the ambulance, was telling me, yeah, they were trying to get the car to load in the shop and they couldn't get it to move and they had to take a screwdriver and back the brakes off the rotor. And we raced out the trailer, so I didn't even make a shakedown or nothing.
Wow.
And I guess when I did the burnout, I didn't push the brakes hard enough to get that brake caliper to release. Well, that Darlington, the finish line's so long, you don't really want to throw your chute because you get stuck on the track.
Oh,
Right.
So I
okay.
won the race fairly easy, and I just got through the finish line, and I just pumped the brakes one or two times because a lot of times it would get mushy. That car, you would have no brake pedal.
Yeah.
A lot of passes. A lot of cars I've driven have like that. I don't know if it's heat or what or the movement. A lot
Yeah.
of cars will lose brake pedal when you leave the line. So when you go through, you got to pump it a couple times. If you wait to get down to the bottom, you'd be like, oh no, I ain't got nothing.
Right.
So I just pumped the brakes to get a pedal. And when I pumped it, it went to the floor a couple times, and then the back end just started swinging around. And I didn't know at the time why. I'm like, why is the back end coming around? I thought maybe I got in some water or something. Maybe the motor blew up.
Yeah.
But come to find out that the brake rotor, they were having problems with it freezing. It was an old junky car, and the rotor would freeze, I guess, and they backed it off. And I guess when I pumped it, it engaged it and froze it on the caliper.
Wow.
So yeah, it caused that and put me right in the wall, and end over end I went.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, man,
I never knew how you wrecked. I never.
Hey,
hey,
Mac.
man,
I always wondered what happened. I never knew.
fucking, Pete, Gene, and John White mouth was so bad. I see why you
Had to
wanted to
get
race
'em.
them motherfuckers.
I had to get 'em.
Oh
It
man.
cost me a
Had
big
to get
price,
'em.
but I did get them. though. I got them. It just cost me to get them.
Yeah, their
So,
mouth
you know,
was bad, real bad.
yeah.
Cut it out,
Old school.
Carlos. Cut it out. Cut it out.
He said, "Cut him off."
It was
Cut him
fun
off.
though.
I ain't that bad.
It was fun. It was fun back then. It was fun.
Yeah.
Harmless trash
Yeah,
talk, and everybody raised it, whatever happened happened.
And I did like how much those guys raced.
Yeah.
They were pretty
Yeah,
smart
they
though. They
raced.
weren't taking a lot of dumb races.
Yeah.
Right.
And they had a good record overall. Mark, I think, was tuning a couple of their cars. They were competitors for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we can get on that. This whole topic was skip game, and I just got back from North Carolina delivering a couple of pool tables, so I knew I was coming through that Dahlgren area.
Oh.
I'm in a good area now, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to get on earlier because.
Yeah.
But I tell you, yeah, you definitely. Being in the grudge racing game for a lot of years, you definitely have to know how to lock in races and be careful of stipping. And it's been a game that all of them, I learned lessons over the years, and then I think I got pretty smart at it. Dealing with Tony Wright and Mike Hill and Rock and all these guys, you have to be very careful. My suggestion to anybody wanting to grudge race, heck with what you hear from some of these guys and honor and all that stuff. Never even think about honor and all that stuff. What you want to do always, when you want to lock in a race, and Pete can attest to this, or anybody I've pretty much raced, you get a DP man on the phone immediately. And that DP man, when you both lock the race and the terms are discussed and either recorded or written down, both people say lock. That DP man either has to get that person's money in his hand right then, or the DP man, in my opinion, should say his money's good with me because he's got a relationship. Let's say all my races, I always pretty much put the money up.
Okay.
If I didn't, the DP man knew me well enough that if I was going to pay him his money no matter what. Once I said lock, I don't care what happened.
I agree.
If the shop caught on fire and I couldn't come because of that,
I agree.
I had to pay, and that DP man to do that. I would not, if I said the word lock. And the DP man, if he doesn't trust that racer that much, that he's going to say, send your money in now. As soon as I have the money, then it's locked. So some DP guys will trust certain people and will say, it's 500 locked. Send it in a Cash App me or however they want to get their money.
Yeah.
And other people want to meet the guy and get it in cash. Technically, if the money hasn't been put up, it's technically not locked unless the DP man is saying that it's locked and I'm covering him. Right. Until that money's put up, really it's not locked.
Right.
And that's my opinion. It's
Okay.
not a foregone conclusion, but that's normally the way it's going to go anywhere you lock in races. And when you start locking in races from out of town in different places, that's what you're going to see. You're
Okay.
going to see if that money's not put up, they'll play games and say certain things. And if that money wasn't put up, they know they got some wiggle room. So you got to
Wow.
make them get that money up, and the DP man honor that.
What a shame.
It sucks. Yeah, it sucks. But that protects both of you. You shouldn't treat it like, I always say it with everybody. Don't treat it like that's like some bad thing.
Oh
That
yeah,
just
yeah,
protects both
I
of you
agree.
for whatever
I
could
agree.
happen.
Yeah. No, that
You
makes
know,
sense. I
and
mean,
I think
that's a
when
lesson for
me and
sure.
Greg
Martin.
raced a couple times, Greg Johnson, we both put our money up. Dion was the DP man, I believe, on both races, and we both sent him that money right after the phone call. Both of us within an hour of the phone call hang up, both had the money in, and that's just the proper way to do it to protect
Yeah.
everybody.
Right.
You know, and then now many races people had DPs up. I can name probably 5, 6 races. Guys had DPs up and run into a problem, and I'll say, hey, don't worry about it. I'll give them the DP back. That's my option to do that. I
Right.
don't have to
Right.
do that. But
Right.
It's you being
or
decent.
I had several guys that couldn't make the time. Greg's one of them at Dinwiddie here a couple years ago. They made a shakedown. We chose not to make a shakedown because I felt like it was going to be too close to make a shakedown. The line was long. In order to make that shakedown and get back, we were going to be rushing. I said, I'd just rather run out of the trailer than rush around.
Right.
Yeah.
And they couldn't believe that that's what I decided to do. But I decided to do that for multiple reasons. One was just to not rush. I don't like to be rushed.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'd rather not make a pass, break something, and can't race.
Right.
So at least I had a chance to race. They went up and made a pass. They only had like 15 minutes to turn the car over. They came back and they're like, we're not going to be. And they made a good pass. They went down the track.
Yeah.
And they were like, man, we're not going to be able to get the car turned over in time. I was like, well, I knew that was going to happen. I could have chosen to take the DP. I said, are you all guys serious? Are you all going to race? And they said, absolutely. I said, okay, I'll give you 30 minutes then. We extended 30 minutes to the time just so they would race. And in turn, what happened is they ended up doubling their bet because they said, we got a pass in. They were happy with what they did.
Yeah.
So they actually increased their bet.
Oh,
Right.
shit.
And it just worked out in our favor.
Worked to
It
your
could have worked
favor,
out
yeah.
against us, but
Yeah.
in that case, it didn't. Now, we didn't have to do that. We could have collected the measly $1,000 or $500
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
at least aside.
Yeah.
And yeah, so, you got to take some of those things. I personally don't necessarily want to collect a deposit. I want to race,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I'm not going to let somebody do something and take an advantage of me.
Yeah.
You could renegotiate from that point. If a guy needs some time, you could say, hey, I tell you what, give me 500 of the 1,000 and you get an extra hour.
Right.
You could
right.
do that. That's an
Right.
option.
Sure.
You could negotiate anything.
Or
between
just pay
two
the
people
DP and
the
relock.
DP. Yeah,
And that's
but
called
always
that for me is
always
more so
get a DP.
mouth deposit. If you've been
Yeah.
jaw jack and I gotta listen to that crap and you can't make the time, man, you paying that.
Yep.
You paying the whole and you can
Yeah.
relock the
Yeah.
pot back in, but you paying that
And
DP.
you're
If I gotta
in
hear
all
all
rights-
that
you're in all
nonsense
rights
and
to make
rah rah
that
shit.
happen. You're in all rights to make that happen. What I would say to you or whoever else is listening is that you take into account is that free 500 worth not winning 10,000 or 20,000 or whatever, or maybe it's not even the money. Maybe it's just getting the victory on the guy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's worth more to you than the money because some of these races were worth way more to me than the money that I
Yeah.
had bet in it, or
understand.
just I wanted to get that victory.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to bring up, I heard earlier, was talking about, say 2 cars are in a shootout and they want to bet,
Yeah.
and what's going to happen with situations like that. So 3 bulbs is a race, pretty much the rule across the grudge community. So if there was no deposit put up, if 2 guys are just going to run and we're going to bet 500 on the side, I don't care if the guy breaks or what happens, if that's what the bet was and 4 bulbs aren't on, 3 bulbs is not a race. So, 3 bulbs is a race. So if
Okay.
he takes 1 bulb and puts 1 bulb on, the other guy puts 2, that's a race. So he owes then. If he doesn't take the tree, it's not a race. If you're just betting on the side,
Okay.
that car didn't race.
Okay.
I saw a lot of moves like this done guys have problems with cars, or maybe let's say you think I might be broke and we got a big deposit. Maybe we got a $2,000 deposit. I might do a burnout and go up there and act like I'm on a stage and see if you can do a burnout and break. I've seen some scenarios like that happen for
I just
some
seen that before.
races, and guys just not take one bulb and don't put one bulb on, do something, and then just shut off and say, we got a problem, back off. And then at least they only had to pay the deposit.
Right.
But what if that guy did a burnout and broke and he couldn't take the tree? Now you get the deposit, and you might have been broke the whole time, but your car would run.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of scenarios that can happen.
What'd you say?
Well,
hold
Matt, let me
on,
say
Matt.
this. I
What'd you say,
I
Carlos?
have seen scenarios where if you don't step that 3 bulbs is a race, once you get in the water box, when both cars hit the water box, it's a race. So you gotta step the 3 bulbs is a race.
Well, if you step track rules, 3 balls is a race. That would eliminate that altogether. Also, yes, that is something I usually mention out loud so they hear that. Three bulbs is a race, because all you get is the deposit if you don't get 3 bulbs on. And a lot of people are confused about that, even if the whole pot was put up.
A lot of people are
balls,
confused
it's a
because when
race.
I say 3 bulbs is a race, I get a bunch of friction. Like, man, you don't know what you. Hey, man, I done seen it go the
3
other
balls
way,
is a
so that's
race.
why I say it.
3 bulbs is a race unless you step otherwise.
Right.
That's always a race. That 2 cars don't race if the guy don't take the tree.
Right.
He just broke before. It's called a broke by in any form of racing. And unless you lock the whole pot in, it doesn't matter if you put your pot up, if you don't put your pot up, if you don't stage at all, you technically don't lose the whole pot unless you bet that you're betting the whole pot. That there is no deposit unless. And there's one other factor. If you said we're not doing 3 bulbs a race, and we're going to do, if you do a burnout, it's a race. I have seen people skip that because of the other game being played, but that's very rare to see that happen. And usually, you know the type of guys you're dealing with, and you're not going to have to worry about that if you got guys that seriously want to race. If you're, I guess it goes back to, no name calling, no pointing fingers. Everybody should race how they feel comfortable racing. That's how I really feel about this in the grudge community. If you want to race a certain type of way, you should be able to race your type of way. And I should be able to race my type of way, even if it's not to the liking of other people. That's the advantage of being in the grudge racing thing, that you can choose how you want to race. You can choose to race for only 10,000 above, only 1,000 above. You can choose to run 500 below if that's what you choose, and that's your liking. You should be able to like that. Nobody should really knock you. They can knock you all they want, but they shouldn't really allow the guy to race. I tell people all that. I just choose not to engage with people that don't want to race the way I like to race.
Okay, Matt. So
And they
having
don't
you
need
say,
to like how I want.
Matt, you say,
they don't. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you saying that. So in this particular scenario, and we're not going to say names, but in this particular scenario,
just
you use this
anybody.
infamous word in the grudge game, which is branded to me locked. Is it okay to change the venue after the fact?
Well, if you didn't get a DP man on the phone and go over the details, then you did a bad job on your side of not doing that.
Okay.
And you would definitely want to be dealing with people that are on the same mentality that you are, not that you're higher or lower.
I understand.
So let's just say me and you might talk a race and say, look, me and you are going to race at Maryland. It's locked. As long as I show up, it's locked, right? Now, the type of guy I am, if I showed up to the track and I couldn't race, I'm going to hand you whatever that money was because I know I can't. I'm not able to. I've only paid, I think, 1 deposit or 2 deposits my entire life. But that time, I showed up to the track and paid the people. Actually, I paid them the day before because I actually had wrecked a car at Morrisville testing, slapped the wall, and I couldn't race the next day.
Okay.
So I called them and said, look, I'm going to pay the deposit. I did that so they could find another race. I wasn't going to jerk them around.
Right.
So they, in turn, I don't even think they brought the car to race. But that's fine. They would have brought the car and done all that.
Yeah.
It would have cost them more to do that. And I think they gained some respect from. Hopefully they respected me for being that honorable and saying, look, I can't race. I slapped the ball. I bent the wheelie bars. I messed this up. It's got to be fixed. And I can't fix it overnight. So that happens. And they could have said you don't owe a deposit.
Right.
And in this case, it wasn't a ton of money, so I gave them the deposit, and I don't blame them because they had things in process. They tested. They did things that cost them money.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I don't expect somebody to let me off the hook for a deposit if I lock a race in. But
Yeah.
if you say lock with somebody and you don't have a DP man on the phone, you're vulnerable, and you should, to protect you and them.
Well,
And you
let
should
me
definitely
let me
do
ask you
that
this: Would your
no matter what.
conscience let you be a bitch in that scenario? You didn't have a DP man, so
Me
I ain't paying
personally,
you.
no, but you're not dealing. You're not the only race that I didn't have a deposit on, and we put the money up. We got beat out of and didn't get paid for it.
Wow.
It was
Well, there you
10,000
go.
aside,
So that's how you learn your lesson.
and it, very much so.
Yeah.
And I knew better that day. The money was put up with a neutral person, and that neutral person decided to give both people their money back and not call it. And it was 3 bulbs as a race, and they know the rules, and they decided they didn't like it. They felt like they were being cheated that day by the track. So they used every excuse in the world, and they didn't want to take the loss. They really did lose.
Okay.
And later in life, I talked with the driver and talked with him. I know exactly what happened. He didn't even know he had a bulb on. Is what really happened.
Oh,
His man at the starting line had his foot in the light.
Oh,
And he
damn.
pulled up and tried to stop short of all the lights and didn't think he was in the bulb. When the guy walked away, he was in the tree. And I pulled right in and put my other bulb on. Well, I didn't have any lights on. I put both of mine on immediately, and he was there Persian still.
Oh shit.
He didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
So, and I knew it when it was happening. I kind of recognized what was happening.
Yeah.
And he didn't know what was going on. And he tried to get in like right at the 7th or 8th second.
Yeah.
And I think the track figured it out that it was right at that time. They went back and did a video of it too. And it was like at 8.5 seconds. So
Yeah.
he got timed out legally, but
Did you give him
they
his
wanted
money
to
back?
believe that they were tricked. And
Did you give him his money?
we had it with the neutral person,
Okay.
a DP man per se. That person
Okay.
chose. It got very physical and it got
Wow.
almost dangerous.
Yeah.
And the person decided to give both people their money back.
Okay.
And it just because of the
It's not worth
situation,
it.
we
Yeah,
did not
yeah,
get
yeah.
paid, but it got very emotional on both sides, and it got almost physical. So it's just that's the only time in grudge racing that it was kind of an ugly scene. And I had family members, I had grandparents there, I had
Yeah.
children there, my
Yeah.
kids, and my wife, and man, they never wanted to go to grudge race again after that because
Yeah.
it was almost a pull the guns and everything.
Yeah,
scene.
we don't want
Luckily,
that.
it didn't, and we're all friends now.
Yeah.
And I kind of understand what happened.
Yeah.
I think
But it's
I
not
still
on
believe
you.
they were in the wrong, but
Yeah.
It's not
but
on
it
you
tells
that
you
that
you
happened.
can't. You've got to have a DP man that understands the rules. We thought we were betting on honor and everybody's, But if you feel like somebody's cheating you, that's how they felt. They felt like somebody was cheating them.
Sure.
It really wasn't that scenario, but that's how they felt.
Mm-hmm.
There you go,
So,
Matt. So
Matt, read
Dawson
that.
got a question.
Yeah.
I want to hear what you got to say about this, but there ain't no goddamn honesty in the game. Yeah, is it?
I like it.
Is it always good to be honest, or sometimes you can play mind games? I'm calling. In my opinion, I'd rather just race honestly. You either want to run me or you don't.
Yeah.
But a lot of this shit, the situation I'm in, and a lot of it's just mind fucking. And you can, I don't know, wolf for likes, go live for likes, all that kind of crap. Everybody, I said this earlier before you were on here. They want to race me, but they really don't want that smoke because they, the chance of you losing.
I think they.
But go ahead.
They want
You
to,
go
but
ahead and answer.
Then maybe they think about it. Maybe they think about it afterwards, like maybe I might be in trouble, maybe I don't. And if I can wiggle my way out, I will. That's why you get a DP person every time, and it's somebody trustworthy that's going to hold both sides to the standard. If you're honestly trying to race, there's no reason not to do that.
Right,
There's
I get
no
that,
reason in
but
the world for you not to do that and don't and pull this honor code. We're men, okay? You're men, okay? If you're man, then you should want them to have their money guarded just like you. So there shouldn't be really an issue of doing that. But there's got to be a mediator to where if I feel a certain type of way and you feel a certain type of way and both of our ways feel different, there's got to be a mediator to make the call. It's a ref.
Right, I get that.
Sport,
but so what I'm saying
ref's
is,
got to make the call.
Sounds like
on
Matt should be our DP.
They
right.
happen,
So
just not often.
right. So what I'm getting at though is in situations. I'm sure you've been in a situation like this. Hey man, there's a Mike Hills race, and I don't know, whenever it is in April. let's just say it's
Yep.
a month out, and you're gonna race somebody.
Yeah.
You guys race for bigger pots, so you're gonna race somebody 1-on-5, 1-on-10, something. 2-on-10,
Yep.
and
A lot of
it's
our
a month
races were
out.
10 and above. Yeah.
Right. So it's
Yeah.
yeah, because I know most of your stuff was on up there. So it's a month and a half, 2 months out, and you don't want to say, okay, well, no, I'm not going to put up. We can agree to not have to put up $2,000 now for a race in May.
Yeah.
So we'll
We've done that
go,
before.
2
We've
weeks
done that
out.
where a week before the money will be
Right.
put up
Okay,
and
but
to the
then
DP man a week before. Yeah.
then you decide 2 weeks later, you still, a month out.
Fuck it. Never
Nah,
mind.
fuck it.
Yeah, never mind.
I'm not racing you. Then what?
So that's where it goes back to the DP man. The DP man, if he
But
trusts
there's
that
no money
person,
up. There's no money up, so he can't get a
Okay.
hold of you. You haven't
that's
given him any
why
money.
I understand. But if you have a DP man, that both the DP man's got to be under the understanding that you said lock and you will pay it if something happens. If that DP man trusts you like that. See, some people that's not a problem with. Okay, some people don't have a money problem that would be a problem. Their honor's worth more than $2,000 to them.
Absolutely.
Some people it's not. So certain DP men will not do that with certain people. They're saying, nope, you got to put your money up. And if your money, I've even seen DP men want the money up before they get into negotiations because maybe in the past that person hasn't been as honorable as they should have been. So
Okay.
I've seen scenarios like that. So certain DP guys aren't not going to mess with people that do funny things and try to back out of stuff. They're not going to want to even mess with those people. And that's why having a good picking the right DP person is important in grudge racing. It really is. You can't just pick anybody. You got to pick somebody that, number one, understands the rules.
Who's
and
your
it's
guy?
gonna be
You
fair
must
down
have a
the middle.
go-to guy, Matt. Who's your DP guy?
And it needs to be semi-neutral. It needs to be semi-neutral. Dog I used for a lot of races. Pro Stock Joe I actually used for a lot of races back in the day. He stayed very neutral. We labeled everything out for a lot of races, and he did. And we always paid our DP man because he was guarding our money. We made
Absolutely.
sure that he made something out of it. Because if he doesn't make anything out of it, and he actually has to pay,
Right.
I have seen many times money. I've seen guys hand money to people and say this is $2,500 and it'd be $2,200, and they were being slick maybe, or maybe they made a mistake.
Wow.
And then the DP man gets it. Wildman was another good one. I don't know if y'all remember Wildman. Wildman had a show, and he was a big DP man. He did a lot of our races. I've seen him have to pull $200 and $300 out of his pockets because somebody shorted him, and he didn't count it careful enough. It was banded and said 2,000, and it wasn't.
Okay.
So it happens, and that DP man is responsible, and that's why he's supposed to get something. We like to try to give our DP man at least 10% or 5%, depending on the pot sizes, and that keeps them to want to do a legit job and be honest and keep it down the middle. But that's the tricky part of grudge racing. You got to learn, and I'm giving you my thoughts on it. I think if you talk to a lot of the people that have been doing this 15, 20 years and doing it, you'll hear very similar stories come out of them. And that's, it's very important to know, to label everything out as far as you can. I almost always run pro tree track rules. That means if you cross the center line, you lose. It's first or worst. Crossing the center line defeats everything. Even if you went red, if the other guy crosses the center line, crossing the center line loses.
Yes, sir.
And you have to take the tree under power. You can't take it.
So do you have like a printout for your grudge? Like anytime you
Man, ain't nobody.
I've honestly,
tried that too.
The way he said it, it's almost like you're just gonna
I've tried
some
that
shit out.
I've tried that, and that doesn't work either. Because it's like, oh man, Mister, Obama over here, Mister Goddamn Smarty Art, you printing shit out. We should know, and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
So I've tried it all different kinds of ways.
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, back in the day on grudgeracer.com, when it was the web, when everybody was talking back and forth on the web pages, they had track rules. It was labeled out. They had some basic grudge rules. Pro Stock did that one time. for all the things Pro Stock did, there were some good things, and that was one of them. Labeling rules like basic grudge. I didn't agree with it. A lot of his, like he made up a set of these are grudge rules, and they were different from track rules. And some of them, I'm like, who's going to race like that? Nobody will. I can tell you another thing. Early in my grudge racing, I'm not going to call it a career. Early when I first started grudge racing for the first 2, 3, 4 years, I would personally go up to the track. I would personally ask if all their starts on, how are they doing it? Is it a flip? I would personally make sure I knew what that track was doing, because you go to different tracks and some of these backwoods tracks, some of them don't even have auto start. So you might think the guy's going to get timed out. There are some grudge racers that used to say, grudge racing, there is no auto start.
Right.
Well,
I've heard
that's not true. The track has what they have on. You better know what it is. And if you want something different, the DP man needs to go to the track official or the guy, whoever's running it, and tell them exactly, we want no time, no tickets. We want no clocks on. We want to be a 400 Pro tree with auto start. And this is the rules. We're running track rules, and make sure the track understands. And
so Mark,
and we actually
listen. So I'm going to say this, Matt Suit, not Mr. Sweet Cheeks or whatever Mark calls you.
Oh,
but I'm sorry.
He never called me that.
My ass. They ain't trying to get shit started, but anyway.
I know I'm not.
Go
It's all
ahead.
joke.
Go ahead, jackass.
But having said that, honestly, I'm gonna have to, if we ever race you, and I don't race anyone, they race me, and it sounds arrogant, but those are facts in my mind. That's the way I look at all racing. I don't have anyone, they have me, and anyone close to me in the racing world will tell you that. So if myself, along with Mark, plan to race you, no matter what car you're driving, 55 or the other car that you have there, we're gonna need fucking attorneys, because apparently you dot your I's, cross your T's, and do it a second way.
Well, no, you won't, because certain people, that's what I say, you got to know who you're dealing with. Okay, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Anybody out there calls me out and says they want to race me.
Okay.
If you hear me saying, I don't want to race you no kind of way, there's a reason why.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some people you just don't engage with. Like, they're not, there's certain people I just don't really want to race.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I'm not, and I'm not just talking about the people you think I'm talking about. There are some people in the Carolinas that some of you guys probably think these are stand-up, they're grudge racers of the year and all this.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you, they will take every shot at you under the sun and trick everybody up. And that's their game. Yep. Okay. They're not loyal people. They're not honorable people. I don't choose to engage with those people. I don't have to race those people.
That makes total sense.
And if you know that about them, once you learn something about certain people, you just stay away from them. Just don't engage with them no more.
Okay.
Some guys we've lost to, and then they're cool as heck. And then when we beat them, boy, they act a whole different. They want to almost fight in the pits. They want to act, not fight really, but they want to get verbal and nasty, and they're not cool with you winning. Some guys, I've seen them drive the car back so they don't have to shake your hand. Other guys get out of the car and shake your hand. I mean, I've never raced against somebody and not got out of the car and say, good race. I've never not ever in my life.
Yeah. You haven't never had anybody pull off on you?
Shook the guy's hand.
I've had guys pull off on me forever. For 20 years of racing, man. Shit.
I didn't shake those guys' hands because they pulled off on me. But
jump in the golf cart, haul ass. You like
looking at them like, where are you going, man?
Yeah.
Like,
man, that ass whooping stung, didn't it? Oh man.
Well, and I chuckled to myself and I said, boy, that stung, didn't it?
Yeah, that shit's hurt, man. You gonna go home and kick the cat and all kinds of shit.
I was disappointed. Yeah, I was disappointed in the person.
Right.
Some of you all probably maybe even know some of these names of the people.
Hey, man, look, I know everybody knows some of these names I got that's done that. But you know what I did? I ended up killing them with kindness, because every time I saw them, hey, how you doing? I let it just over my shoulder. And then as time went on, then they would shake my hand.
Comes back around.
They got over that initial sting. And look, and then bullet wounds that finally healed up.
Bullet wounds.
And gunpowder stopped burning.
So, Mac, what I'm saying is, if you were to race me, which probably will happen, who knows?
Sure, yeah.
you wouldn't have to worry about that because I'm trying to race. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to outstep you or outdo that.
Yeah.
We're going to probably have this kind of conversation. Hey, we're going to bring a 5-inch car. We can race at 6 o'clock, you know,
Okay.
for 2,000, 3,000. Okay, sounds
Yeah.
good. And we probably won't have to discuss nothing. Both of our monies will be in a DP man's hand, and everything will go like smooth as silk because both of us are trying to race.
Yeah.
So you know certain people that they're trying
Their agenda. Yeah.
and certain people are trying to race. And when you know that, then you know how to act accordingly.
Yeah.
And some people you just don't engage with. They're just not, they're trying to be famous on Facebook, or they're trying to be famous to the grudge world and act like they're maybe better than they are, or maybe whatever. And like I say, I'm not even talking about anybody in general. I'm
I
saying
understand. Yeah.
nobody particular I'm talking about. I'm talking about this is in general.
Yeah.
Some people are just doing it and they're talking to talk so people believe that they are
Yeah,
somebody
relevant.
maybe they're
They're
not.
relevant.
I get a lot of that. I get it. Man, and that's years of doing this. See, I know I can call you on the phone and be like, "Hey, Matt, you gonna be at this race? Yeah, we're gonna be there, Hayes. Okay, well, first round of boom, 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 and not have to get a whole bunch of motherfucker. God damn it, man, ain't nobody doing all that, man. It's just some racing. You either want to race me or you don't.
Look,
if you say no, man, we ain't gonna
that's
be
right.
there. That's cool. If you say no, I don't want no smoke.
Listen,
It should just
all
really be
these
that
guys,
easy.
that's simple. Look, all these guys, Mark, I think you'll say this. 2-3 years ago, I was running pretty good. I wanted to try to race you. What did I do? I didn't go on Facebook. I called you and say, "Hey, Mark, I'd like to race you somehow. I think it'd be a good race." And at the time, you really weren't racing. You're being more like I am now. I'm not racing a whole lot. So you're like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. And it didn't happen, not because you were scared of me. It was because right then you weren't putting time into your car.
Right.
I get it. So I didn't go no further with it because.
But look,
right now,
Matt,
I
look
can
how
see
easy it
what you
was
were
to
doing.
lock in the Chevy 2 and the Camaro.
Absolutely.
Darren talked to
Easy.
Tim, and it was boom. Okay, we're gonna
That's
do it
right.
this race. There wasn't no
Yeah.
whole bunch of bitching and whining and moaning.
Yeah.
Granted, it wasn't
Nothing.
on
And
Facebook.
there
I
wasn't
mean,
no crying when we lost. We lost, we paid, we smiled, we drank, and had a good time. And I wanted to run the race back. I felt like we could win. We had a car that was capable of winning. Y'all had a good car too. If we made a good pass, we could win. Both of us had good cars. You know what I mean?
right.
So it's
But it's just
not a
racing. It
part of
should
that.
we should somehow,
Yeah.
some way,
Y'all were the better team that day.
just
Y'all
get
were
back to
absolutely
racing.
the better team.
Right.
You got to accept that and just move on and say, hey, they got us. We'll try to get you next time. And
Right.
luckily, I was able to race you again with a different car, and we got out on top that time. It goes back and forth. It's been that way for years, and you just every
Absolutely.
time you try to do your next best race and do your best.
And
You take
look,
your
and
losses,
when
you
we were at
learn.
VMP and you got me that day, man, look, was I in the car cussing?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you didn't hear
Y'all-
me,
y'all
I
acted-
mean, because anybody that
y'all-
races, that isn't out there knowing, hey, man,
Yep.
I think we got this.
Yep.
If that's just confidence, that's not arrogance,
Shit.
and you whoop the shit out of me, and I'm in the
That's
car
not
helpless,
hell.
like, God damn, I'm out of ass. We got to take the L.
Crazily, I was actually nervous about that race because we had the whole rear end out of the car. We redid the whole 4-lane before that pass. Never had a shakedown after that.
Well,
We didn't know which way it was going.
Well, here's the thing. If you watch it from,
Yeah.
I ought to find it on, I think I got it on Facebook. If you watch how that,
I got a picture. I got a picture of it. I got a
From
picture of it. I've been
behind-
saving it for a long time.
Listen to this
oh
guy.
yeah, no, we got, damn, I think we almost
Go
got,
ahead, Matt.
we might have almost got capped. I think I had a still shot at the finish line, but
because this was done at a PDRA event, I got a
Yeah.
picture of the finish line because I was one day I was going to spring it out on Pete or you.
He
and
said
'cause
Pete or you.
a couple races I've been in, guys will say, "Oh man, it was close. You barely beat us." And really there was a gap. And later I was going to show a picture and be like, "Oh really? It was close. Here you go."
I still got it.
But it wasn't. It was not a big distance. It was
right,
like a
no,
car.
but I
It
mean,
was-
so much like you guys had to rear out or whatever the hell, that car, that, we had moved some stuff around. I can say it now because it's been years and he just sold the engine,
Y'all,
but
y'all were working hard too. Yeah,
But
I
that
saw
engine had never been ran on that system before. So when it came on,
Yeah.
it tried to climb the
Fine.
wall, and I just manhandled it. When I looked over and
Yeah,
it went to
I remember
second gear, I'm like, he's gone. This is over.
Yeah.
I didn't have the fourth one on, so we were done. We were
You were
toast.
hoping. He was
Don't tear your shit up.
hoping I blew up.
Something.
That happened to me in another race. God, I remember there was a race I was leading all the way down the track, and man, the motor laid over about 150 foot, and right at the finish line, the sucker got back by. I was like, "Oh my God, I don't
Yeah.
believe that just happened."
Yeah.
But
Racing,
yeah,
man.
sometimes it goes like that.
But it's racing.
Yeah.
It's just racing. I wasn't crying for 3 days. Now,
Y'all
did I
acted
do the
cool as
same thing
shit.
after
Y'all
that
paid,
race?
no problem.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
After that race, I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, we could have got him.
Yeah.
You know, if I didn't have to do this Mel from Taxi and that Joker like this, swinging the steering wheel back and forth. I mean, you know, but it was what it was. I tried to handle it down through there. But like I said, I knew that was over. It went to second gear, probably, I don't know, 200 feet out. I'm like, he's gone.
He's gone.
I'm in the
At
car
that
just
point,
like
you're
Amy,
done.
just going, maybe something will happen.
Yeah.
If I see some death smoke or something, maybe I'll get by him.
Yeah.
Nope, not that day. And it is what it is, and we live to fight another day. We're still talking now.
Yeah.
It's not like, man, I hate Matt. He beat my ass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Come on, man.
And we'll probably race again. You
Yeah.
know, we'll probably race again, God willing. But if not, it ain't going to be no problem because, you know, it is what it is. You know, sometimes it don't align right.
Hey, Matt,
And
can I
timing
say
don't work
this?
out.
I'm
Guys
gonna.
want to race us. Some guys that are out there that want to race us, and we want to race them back. But if I'm just not, I don't have the time to put into racing right now. I can't. I'm not just good. That's, you know, truthfully, that's where we have lost some races we shouldn't have.
Yeah.
The two races that we lost that I really look back on and be like, man, I should have handled that a little different. The race against the Chevy 2, it burns a little because I had a car that could actually, in my mind, and this is hypothetical, that could outrun that car.
Mhm.
And I didn't come prepared. I thought I could just,
And
I'm that
we knew
sweet,
that.
as he said, I could just figure it out that day. And we
That's
came
harsh.
there and there was water pouring out of the quarter panel. We couldn't do it. We were just having problems
Yeah,
every which way
yeah.
we would go.
Yeah.
And and the other one was against Thunder Goat. And we could have, that car was fast enough to beat, in my mind. I think I know how fast Thunder Goat goes. I've never seen his ticket, but I think I know. And I know how fast I've been in that car. We could have beat
What
him
car was that?
on,
What race was that?
with that car. Thunder Goat.
What race were you racing? I
With
mean,
the
what?
same yellow car.
Oh,
the
shit.
same yellow car. He made us. We ran him on small tires.
Oh,
And,
man.
we had
Okay.
I don't know.
I
ended
never
up
saw. I
going
never
out
even
and
heard about
beating
that
Herb
one.
the Ruler.
Okay.
Yeah, we raced them and we shouldn't have. That day, the track, they would not prep the track like they normally prep the track. And I went to Royce and I was like, Royce, are you going to spray the track some more or whatever? And I'm on small tires. And he said, Matt, we have a lot of big tire cars here today and we're not doing any more than this. So you got to get adjusted to this. We should have just paid the punk out and left
Right.
because we couldn't control how the track prep would be.
Right.
And we thought,
Right.
I never forget because me and Ricky are pretty good friends. Ricky couldn't get the small tire car to get off the starting line.
Right.
Wow.
He couldn't get a small tire car off the starting line. And he was like, Matt, I can't. I mean, it tracks some junk. And I went to Tim and I was like, Tim, we just got to pay the punk out, man. I mean, he was like, I don't want to do that.
Hey, Matt,
They
let me
don't-
ask you this. I'm totally going to change it. So, Anthony Dotson's he made a post, and I think if I'm correct, I heard you say you're driving, so you're not gonna see this, but we put it
No,
up.
I'm not now. I'm not driving. I'm where I'm going now.
Okay,
I'm at my
so
pool room.
we
Go ahead.
put it on our screen. It said, so I'm reading verbatim from Dotson. So ask Matt Sniper's suit, not Sweet Cheeks. I mean Sweet. I'm sorry. I there's so much weird talk.
Oh,
these
man.
days. I don't
Just
know.
keep going,
I
man.
know I'm trying.
Damn.
I'm trying. His question: if a man locks the whole pot in and the race is locked a certain date, and then he says he's not racing but still got oil pressure, then what are your thoughts? Anthony Dawson's asking what you think on that very
Well, it
question.
doesn't even matter if he's got oil pressure or not. If somebody's dumb enough to lock a whole pot in, I never would do that personally, unless I was already at the track. That's not a very smart way to race, in my opinion, to lock a pot in because you don't know what life's going to do to you. You know,
Okay.
you could drop dead with a heart attack, and then who's going to pay that? Is your family going to pay that because you said it was locked? No. You almost always are going to have a deposit,
Yeah.
in my opinion, a deposit and then a pot.
Okay.
And the deposit is just for those reasons. What if you pull the car out of the trailer and you start it up and it throws a valve, you know, or a rocker breaks and you don't have a spare rocker? You know, there's too many elements that happen.
Okay.
1 second.
Okay.
But that's why there is deposits for the most part. And I personally would not lock a whole pot in because of that, unless maybe the whole pot was a small amount. And if you're
Okay.
running off the trailer, I guess, if you're only running for 500 or 1,000, then what's the
15.
difference? That's basically a deposit to most people. So
Right.
not knocking those
Okay.
people.
I understand.
That's the only cases that I could see that ever happening.
Okay.
But that person should, in my mind, if they said we're locking the whole pot in, this is the date we're racing, and they don't, you're going to have to weigh it out and see if they show. That's what you're going to have to do. If they don't show, then technically they owe. But without a DP, man, how are you going to get it other than being physical? And that's not worth it. It's not even worth it in no world. Just don't
Surely
engage
not
with
mine.
people that would
Yeah,
do things like
mine
that.
neither.
Don't engage with people, laugh about it, write it off, and just say I'm never going to engage
Lesson
with
learned.
people that would do that type of stuff.
Boom.
If you if Mark Hayes says, Matt, I'm going to race you at Dinwiddie, October 1st, and
Yeah.
there's a race there that day, and I say I'm going to race you back, it's on. Let's race. I'm definitely coming. You're definitely coming. If September 29th, Mark says I don't want to mess with Matt no more. I'm not going.
Yeah.
And me and you had an agreement, I would feel less of Mark if he didn't even say, Matt, can we change the date or even come up
Right.
with something else or a good
Right.
reason why he doesn't want to do that
Right.
now.
Right.
I've done that with guys. Guys have said, man, something happened. There was a death in the family. I got to go to this. Oh, no
Yeah.
problem, man. Well, in 2 weeks, there's a race here. Let's go there.
Yeah.
If you're being
those
honest, yeah.
situations are fine, and two gentlemen will figure that out if you're genuinely trying to race each other. And if
Keyword,
all you're trying to
gentlemen.
do is collect deposits and
That's a big
shyster
keyword.
people, figure that out and don't mess with those guys.
Right.
And you can call it whatever you want about, whatever, how there are guys that just do that constantly. They
Yeah.
figure ways to trap people and do that to people. Mostly I've seen more down south guys do that than up here, but most guys are trying to race and engage.
Well, you can add
If
one.
you're
You can add
finding that
one to
you-
the down south. Just so you know, you can at least add one. You
There's-
understand? You
there's a-
understand what I'm saying?
You say you want me to give the name?
I know you don't have. I'm just saying you can add one from here, not just the down south. I'm just. I'm taking the elephant out.
No,
of
there
the
is.
room.
They're all over.
Yeah.
I just want people to think I want people to know it's not just here. There's
Right.
people everywhere that do that.
I
There's
agree.
a lot of people that race hustle. That's what they do,
Right.
and that's their game. And
Wow.
some of them bring fake money to the track. Some of them do all
Yeah,
kinds of stuff.
yeah.
Call bets and then duck out. There's all kinds of stuff that people do,
Wow.
but know who you're dealing with. That's why
Right.
people almost
True.
always bet in our pots when we race,
Yeah.
because we're going to make sure they get their money. And then they usually tip me and Tim a little side. If let's say we run for 10,000, me and Tim I put in 1,500, 2,000. Tim puts in 2,000, and then another 1,000 from a couple guys,
Yeah.
and we win. Well, they usually give us 50, 100 a piece. So there's other guys that bet 1,000.
Right.
Just
Okay.
Fuel money and just being nice. They don't have to. When I won the race against Scotty G, Brian Mariner, he'll tell you he bet on us a couple thousand.
Okay.
That race was for 24,000. He bet a couple thousand on us, and guess what? I got a check in the mail from him saying, Matt, I appreciate it. You drove good. You did your job. He gave me a little honey.
Right.
Oh wow.
That was a nice gesture.
Right.
I would do the same
Should I put
for
my
guys
address out there?
that I felt like gave me my best shot to win my money. Is it something you have to do? Heck no. But it's nice. It's
Yeah,
nice when
no.
it happens that way.
Yeah,
Because I'm out there
absolutely.
fighting my butt off trying to get the car to the finish line.
Yeah.
I'm risking my life on some of these times to try to win.
Yeah.
Not just for you,
Yeah.
your money, but my money too. But yeah,
Yeah.
some people appreciate that.
No, absolutely, without a doubt. At this point, I want to give out my address so people know to send me some fucking checks.
Ain't that a bitch?
All I'm saying.
Well, and
Matt,
I
I'm
would
brand
say
new,
this,
man.
Mac,
You know me.
First, Mac.
Huh.
But Mac, I would say that you got to win first.
Oh, that's the easy part. I'm not worried about
I
that.
got you on
Oh,
that
man.
one.
I'm not worried about that.
You got to win a grudge race first. Then you
I'm
can
not
start.
worried about that, Matt. Come on, man. We've been knowing each
I'm
other
not
a long
thinking
time.
You are, but you do.
Yeah.
Those are facts. I will.
Right.
That's the thing to say today. You're absolutely right. I did the easy part. I talked about it, but I
That's
just
the
can't
thing
wait
I
for
can
the
fun
day.
with you about until you do it.
Yeah, no,
But
hey,
I know
it's all
you got
good.
winning in you from your history. You got winning in you, so you'll
Appreciate
figure
it.
it out.
Yeah, no,
But
I appreciate
as
it,
we
man.
all know, it doesn't come easy.
No, absolutely not. It definitely doesn't. Everything's a recipe. You know yourself. You want the food to taste different, you better change the fucking recipe.
Right. Hey, Matt, I got
I've been in. Yeah.
I got one other question that Stacey Johnson
Yeah.
asked, and I really don't know
Love that.
where this came from. The year
When they
having to
started
sit
it.
out,
Yeah.
not showing times for a year. Do you know where that came from? He just asked the question, why is it not 4 or 6 months, half a year, something like that?
Well, I will tell you my opinion is that should be what's held. As long as I've been grudge racing, generally that has been the rule. Now you can choose to race somebody if you want to. And when
Right.
you're engaging in shootouts, what that does is protect guys from pro
Big
teams
guys
coming
showing
in,
up. Yeah.
building a brand new car. And this happens often. I had a long conversation with Jason and Bob Harris this year in 23 in like March. We went down to that race where Pete was there, and he lost to Scotty G. It was a good race. I mean,
Yeah.
I was actually
Down at Piedmont.
I actually bet on Pete that day. I bet on Pete, not a lot, a couple hundred. I thought they were going to. Scott King was driving. I really thought he was going to beat Scotty G that day.
We made some mistakes, but it is.
He
what it
looked
is.
like the better car in shakedowns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but anyways, the long short of it is that I had and I'm friends with them guys. We argued our tails off about it because guess what they wanted to do? They wanted to show up to the first Stick It To 'Em Nationals with a blower car that was going to be racing in PDRA and go try to win that 5,000-10,000.
Right.
Okay.
So that's why that rule is important because guys will cherry pick.
Right.
They'll build cars for something else. They'll come in, possibly win a race. They ain't got to win, but they
Right.
possibly win a race with a car that's really, I mean, way over the top. You know, if you take a $300,000 budget and go build a car to come grudge racing, I'm just going to say you're going to be having a lot better equipment than everybody else out there. Okay. There's
Yeah.
only going to be 1 or 2 teams in all of grudge racing that's going to have similar equipment. And one reason is it's not real smart because that's a lot of money to be putting in something that you're not going to race but a few times. You know,
Yeah, for
you're
sure.
not going to get a lot of races like that. So you almost have to build cars with older motors, with different types and parts. That's part of the game. You buy a used car that maybe hasn't been that fast and you turn it in and make it faster than people think it is. So the 365 rule I always thought was smart, and I think it is. I think it should stay involved.
You think it stay a year, not
Like,
6?
start this year off. If you didn't show this year, that's fine. Because you could do the same exact thing. That's just my opinion, and there's different people have different opinions. But we argued about that for a while, and they were like, "I just don't understand." And I said to Bob and Jason, "Well, I respect them immensely. Great
Sure.
racers. I've raced
Yeah.
against them several times, and they are great racers.
Yeah.
I mean, Jason has become one of the premier drivers. Him and Travis they're great drivers and great racers.
Yeah.
But I said, guys, you guys got places to go race. We can't compete there.
Yeah.
We
Right.
can't come out with cars that we have and go compete there.
Sure.
For you guys to want to just come down here and cherry pick our little races, we need a place to race too.
Yeah,
You know?
come on,
And when
right.
I said that, I think their tone changed a little bit. They were like, yeah, I guess so. But they still wanted to do it.
Right.
And it's
right.
still happening.
That 5,000. I
If
can
you
still
lift
go with
that
this
rule,
5,000.
They're still coming. Yeah.
Right.
If you lift that rule, now I grudge raced for the first 2-3 years and showed times at the same time. Now I got away with it because I never really showed a time that scared anybody.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So I played the game a little different. I was holding back a little. So guys thought they knew something that, you know, oh, I know how fast he went because we went on the internet and saw, but maybe they didn't know I went a little faster than that. I just never showed that.
Right.
Sure.
And so I got away with that and guys would engage. But there were some people that were like, I'm not racing because you showed a time.
Right.
But most of the time that was because they couldn't go as fast as what I showed.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's to your disadvantage to show that time.
Right.
Sure.
But in a shootout, yeah, that's not fair. I don't think. I mean, it's not how that game works. You know, if you're going to, you really want guys that are cut to your series. If you're going to make an exception for somebody, boy,
Thank you,
you're going to
Bill.
open up Pandora's box. And it better be somebody that's going to commit to, you know, running that series the whole year. And nobody can commit to that. You can't guarantee that's what they're going to do.
Right.
They could do it, run one race, and then go out and then show their time the next week. And then what does that really mean? Nothing. I don't, because I think I could look at most every car and tell you within 2, 3, 4, 500 so what it just went.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I've made passes in cars, and being in the car, and I say, oh, I think I just went, of this,
I'm the
and be
same. Yeah.
sometimes thousands away. And
Yeah.
so, what do you really, everybody kind of knows what these cars run, and you got to do it. I've taken on grudge races multiple times, and I say but my team has taken on grudge races, and I've gotten calls from people that work at tracks or do different things. I know it's not good. I don't want the calls. I'm not asking for the calls.
Sure.
Oh man, he was testing and he went 397, and I couldn't go 3-0. I could maybe go 401 or 402 at the time.
Yeah.
And you know what I said? Well, he better do it on that pass when I line up beside him, because if not, I'm gonna bust his ass, because I'm planning on leaving first, and he better go that number there and be good.
Yeah.
That's what I said, because number one, it might not have been true.
Right.
I don't know if it was true
It
or
could
not.
be fishing.
And I have seen guys, drivers, make a pass and tell their crew they went faster than they went. Their crew believe it, and turn around and find out they didn't go that fast.
Right.
And then so they lied to get the guys to bet with them.
Right.
I've seen that. I've seen it multiple times.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of people asked how fast the car I was driving, that was a Steve Vick's old car,
Yeah.
that we beat Lawrence with a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kicking you around, Lawrence and Greg. I just, so people that know.
Yeah.
Literally, we never had a ticket on a full pass of that car. Nobody can tell me what that car went, because I never got a ticket with that car going to the finish line under power.
Wow.
Now, I've got some 330 numbers. I can project what it went,
Sure.
and I never ran it on all systems.
Yeah.
So nobody can tell me. My crew couldn't tell me. And when my crew said, how fast they go there? I say, fast enough to win.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even tell my own crew, because sometimes your own crew will give it up.
You're right.
Your own crew, most of the time, is who's giving the information up.
Yep.
So sometimes I just wouldn't even tell them. Almost nobody in my crew asked for tickets. The last 2, 3, 4 years, they wouldn't even ask for tickets. I wouldn't even show them.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because literally, what does it matter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The light lit
I like
up.
the no ticket racing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree
I
from
like
that
the no
respect.
ticket. When you
until,
lose, you don't know, did you go your best number?
Right.
Yeah.
Or man, maybe I was off.
Yeah. Until you wait for the guy with the camera and a stick to tell you if you cleared them, depending on the rules. But that's a sidebar. That's a whole nother story. So, I agree with what you're
but
saying.
you don't know if you.
Go ahead.
Well, it creates more races if there is no tickets, because you can probably feel like you don't know. The race against Scotty G, there was no tickets, and I know I laid down a really good pass against him. I wish I could time. And then the race against Scoot, they decided they want tickets, and I know what that ticket was, and I wasn't as fast as I should have been. I missed on that one.
Yeah.
And it was only a couple numbers, and that's what we lost by.
Wow.
It was a lot hotter day, and things changed, and I could lay the grass beside each other and see I was a lot faster against both Bruce and Scotty G. If I'd have repeated that run, I might would have beat him, but I didn't. That's why I say you could look, and if I even had a ticket on it, would it matter? I still lost the next race.
Right. It's still the same. Yeah.
You know what I mean? To a guy that Scotty G turns around and goes and beats.
Right.
Now, he didn't beat him by much.
Yeah.
Less than a half a car, close race. Who knows who left first? It looks like Scotty G treed him the next race.
Yeah.
And I treed Scotty G. So a lot of times it's who leads first if you got two close races.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, two close cars. I mean, a lot of races are that way.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, man. Dude, I appreciate you calling in. I'll be honest with you, Matt. The other night, I obviously wasn't live. I spent that particular night, I watched an hour of it with Mark, and not with Mark, Mark's live. And the next day, just the amount of knowledge with yourself and others that called in, I appreciate it, man. Because that's one thing I will.
Well, I'm
say.
going to give you my address, and you can just slide me 50 or 100.
Oh,
damn! Cash app. Shoot him a cash app.
Hey, seriously.
Gosh dang it! Nobody told me this stuff.
Listen,
watch this. Watch this. $, Matt Sweet.
Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, you could pump them brakes like you pump a high beam and a fucking 70 split bumper on the left side. because I ain't sending you
Oh.
shit. You'll be sending me money. I appreciate
Well,
you giving me the tricks of the
get
trade, homie.
I'll get mine when we race. That's okay. I'll get mine when we race.
You're a good dude. You always have been, man. I appreciate
I
just
try my best, man. I try my best to race hard and try to win every time I line up. But
yeah.
I try not to be a creep, and I try to be honorable. And you know, sometimes it comes out that way, and sometimes it don't. But I
Yeah.
sure try like hell. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it means something to me to be that way, if nobody else. But
Well, at the end of the
hey,
day,
y'all
Matt,
excite me a little bit
you're
about racing again because I haven't been excited about racing
yeah.
for a lot of those reasons that we're talking about. Some of the
Yeah.
people that are learning, I think, bad habits and
Yeah.
racing the wrong way, in my opinion. Now it's just, and I'll go back to that again. Now, it's not how I think they should be acting.
Yeah.
So am I the problem? And that's why you don't see me out there, because obviously, if a lot of people are racing a different type of way, then it might be me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure.
I think that's not honorable. I think that's not the right way to grudge race and go out and be, you know. And if that's the way majority of people think is right, and I'm not saying they do,
Sure.
then maybe it's just I need to stop and do
Yeah.
something else. You know what I mean? Maybe I need to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
fine. You know, things evolve, and that's fine. I'm good
Yeah.
with it. So
It-
I'm
it-
good with what I've done, and I'm
I'm going to
positive
correct you
about it.
on that. Things devolve, not evolve. That's fucking going in the wrong direction. And whether
Devolve, yeah.
it's opinion or not, nah,
Well,
damn
that's what's
all
happening
that.
in this
That is
country a
not
lot.
real
There's a lot of
racing.
devolving going on.
Yeah, there's plenty of that bullshit going on.
We eat
And
ourselves alive, don't we?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, you know, if racing could get back to kind of more like it used to be, you know, where you just everybody wasn't racing for likes and just capping on Facebook, and then you go to the track. Oh man, you know, and you know you get called out. All the boys are sitting there, and then you don't like it, and then you upset and screaming and hollering.
Yeah.
Hey man, you either gonna race shit or you're not. You know,
Yeah.
it's really just that simple, and it would be nice to get back to that. And really, that's where all these shootouts came from. Because you remember, Matt, back in the day, at grudge race events, they didn't have a bunch of shootouts. They might have had one. You know, they had a bunch of test and tune and maybe
Yeah, we
one
didn't
class.
have a lot.
They got
Yeah.
it now because
Yeah,
you
we
don't
didn't
see
have a
any
lot.
side by side
Very
racing
few.
that people want to see something.
Yeah.
That's where all the shootout crap came from
Yeah.
because nobody was really engaging.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes I listen to people say, I wish they'd get grudge racing back like it used to be. Well, if it was like it used to be, you didn't see but 2-3 races a year
Yeah.
at best. So I don't know if they really want it back like it used to be, but, you know, whatever.
Sure.
I think I know what they mean by that. But guys didn't just show up and race. They never have. They've honestly never showed up and race. It was the same bickering I've heard for 15 years. Oh, you got this, you got a 762, and I ain't got but a 706. You know, I'm not racing you like that, or vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, so that
Right.
Yeah.
all those things have gone on. You know,
Yeah.
you said that was you said it's stock suspension, but it's, you know, it's not stock suspension. It's stock type suspension. You know,
Right.
all
right.
these arguments that have been going on for 15 years.
Yeah.
You know, some people just didn't hear them. They didn't know they were going on.
Yeah.
A lot of the same stuff has not changed.
Yeah.
But I'm happy the area is racing more than it used to. And one of the reasons we were down there racing and some people support us was to try to grow grudge racing in this area more. And I feel like it's grown. Maybe I had some involvement in it. Maybe I
Oh
didn't.
no,
Who cares?
100% you
It
did.
doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it won't matter. You know, so it won't matter because it's grown, and now you got super honorable and good racers like Marquise and some of these guys that
Yeah.
from our area that are doing great
It's
things.
great. Yep.
Hopefully, they saw some of the things that I've done and Mark's done and
Yeah.
done it better.
Yeah.
And that's what I see them doing. I mean,
Yeah.
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 I've
No.
raced at Lights Out a couple times, and it's awesome to see him go down there and get to the finals. And you know, it was awesome to see Mark qualify for IHRA races back in the day and a PDRA race here and there. And it was awesome when I got the chance to drive in ADRL and PDRA. I went to 2 finals, and I think back of how awesome that was.
Wow.
I wish I would have won one of them, and I was in 2 close races in both of them and barely lost them. But you know, it was cool to at least do that. I mean,
Yeah.
and you know, to me, hopefully a guy like Marquise, or there's tons of other good names, but he's one I really like, and I like how he
great, man.
carries himself,
Absolutely.
and I like he can bounce back and forth in grudge and do some class racing. He doesn't lose sight of both.
Yeah.
But I hope guys like him get a chance to drive a Pro Mod or a Pro Nitrous, or even if it's a radio version of the World Car, whatever class he wants to run in, because it doesn't really matter what class it is. They're all tough.
Yeah, no,
X
without a doubt,
275
man.
is just as tough as the unlimited 275 or
Right.
the extreme, whatever they call extreme, or the man, they're all just as tough. You got the same caliber people in each one.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And,
absolutely,
and,
man.
and the same
No,
caliber people running Pro Boost and the same caliber running Pro Nitros.
yeah, and at the end of the day, unfortunately, there's a whole big pile of stack of great racers like yourself that, unfortunately, and I don't want to say unfortunately, it's got to be a perfect storm. It's got to be you have the balls, the wit, the know-how, the ability to afford to have the cars, the platform. So those are huge things in today's day and age. To get a seat in anything without bringing a big old stack of money, you better be doing something, man.
Yep.
So anybody locally, that's a great thing. And I'm gonna turn it all the way back to what Mark said on his live the other night, Matt, and you were on there. I don't know if you had a chance to even see what he said, because I don't know if you were talking to him, but the fact really brings it all around to what we're pertinent talking about with the rules and all that bullshit is like, Mark, I'm not even going to say us, because I'm fortunate enough to be able to get in his car and drive his car, is to say, okay, Jim Halsey, it's you and I, or us against you, and you got your 1,000 cubic inch motor, we got an 855, so I need the kick in the clear. How many times do you think this guy's going to laugh the teeth out of his mouth if you ask him for that? So for me, it's a different spectrum, but it is and it's not if you just dumb it down and you bring it to this world of the grudge world and the rules. And I don't know, man. I just
that's more the shootout
shootout
because
world.
if that's grudge racing, that is what it is.
You're right. Shootout.
You agree on
I'm
whatever
using the wrong
This is what I
terms.
say, Mac.
Yeah.
Here it is, Mac. Right now, you're driving a good car.
Mm-hmm.
Concentrate on that. Let Pete and Mark and people that have been around that part, let them just tell you where you're going. Now, they should tell you if you're running for money or not, because you do need to know that. That hypothetically might not have been a good decision, because maybe you wouldn't have left and maybe you would have won and got that money.
Yeah.
But, I mean, some guys don't like to know what they're running for.
Yeah. I was asked that question. I'll be honest with you.
I'm not going to put Scotty G's business out there, but I personally have talked with him. He personally only likes to bet a few hundred on races.
Okay.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to say he hasn't bet more.
Yeah.
This is the discussion I have with him. He
understand.
bets a couple hundred amongst me or Scott or whoever in a race, and he lets them guys bet whatever they want, and he's doing it. And I'm sure when they win, they give him money.
Yeah.
He doesn't necessarily do it. Me personally, I always have at least 1,000 or more in every race I'm in. And there was times when we were grudge racing and I was broke as hell. And I go to the track, I wouldn't have but $500-$600, and that was all to my name.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm bringing the $500 or $600 that was in my bank account.
Right. Your wife's not a fan, but you did it.
And
Yeah.
Tim would look at me. He said, "How much you putting in?" And I say, "I got $550." And he said, "Nope, you're betting 1,000." And I said, "Okay." And I was negative $450 if I lost. Okay? So people will say certain, and that's for real. Tim would not let me race, but he knew something about me that if it meant something, I would do better.
Yeah.
Now, why? That's probably dumb, but it seemed like I did better in those situations when I was pressured.
You have a vested interest.
If it didn't mean nothing to me, it's like I didn't give my full effort, maybe. I don't know. You shouldn't be like that, but that seems like how it worked. And he forced me to do that and bet more than I had most of the time.
Wow.
But he felt confident. So a lot of times we won.
Yeah.
So it worked out for me.
That's awesome.
But yeah, everybody's different. Some guys don't want to. Some drivers, it's not good for them to know how much is being bet. Some drivers, it's good for them to know.
Yeah.
The Tony Wrights, the Rocks, there's a bunch of them I can name. They do great under pressure.
For me, Matt, quite honestly, I'm literally going to tell you, I want to cut your fucking head off. I don't care if we're doing a time run. I want to rape your face and send you back to the woodshed, no matter what the fuck we're doing. I don't care if there's $1, negative $10. I don't fucking care.
How it should be.
That's how I'm.
How it should be.
That's me.
That's how you should compete in anything you do. Like it's not secret. I like to play pool for money.
Yeah,
when
of
I'm
course.
playing pool for money,
Yeah.
if it's $5 or $100 or $200, one of the mental things I do when I'm playing and gambling, I'm looking at the other guy while I'm not shooting, and I'm saying, I'm going to destroy you. You ain't going to beat me. You're not better than me. I'm saying that even if it's not true, I'm trying to convince myself. of that.
Absolutely.
And I'm
Yeah.
saying that in the car too.
Yeah.
I'm saying this. I'll tell you what I've said on the radio when I've tried to help people, and I've been on the headset. For Chris Reaney or for guys that I've helped too over the years, if there's a radio or I just walk up to the door, just another test pass, just make a pass. Don't even think about it. I'm telling them to relax, breathe, and just try to do what you can do best. Now's not the time to think of, I need to do that. No.
Yeah.
If it's not natural instincts to you, then you need to find another thing because you need to go test some more.
Right.
At that point, like it should be natural. So what happens is what, naturally is going to happen. And hopefully you're good enough to win, whether it's driving or tuning or whatever.
Agreed.
But yeah, that's my input on it. And I've been blessed, I think, that I've done good at all those things, but that's one of the reasons why I don't think the pressure has got to me, and maybe it will next time. I don't know. I don't think it has. I feel like I've done better under pressure.
I've known you way too long. I've known you way too long. There's no pressure getting in there, man. Come on, dude.
Shit, let me tell you, I play in pool leagues in my pool room. Okay.
Yeah.
Which little plug, Action Lounge and Billiards, Leonardtown, Maryland. Please
Action
come down and check it out.
Lounge
Great food.
and Billiards.
We have cornhole tournaments. We have pool tournaments. There's something going on here every day of the week. It was like 7 miles from the track, south of the track on Route 5.
Okay.
Check it out. If you're all down here for a race, come check the place out. It's a great place. It's 12,000 square foot facility.
Put it in the comments.
18 pool tables.
Just type it in the comments.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
I will.
Yeah.
Well, most people know where it's at, but I will later. Yeah, I'll put something in the comments.
Yeah.
But regardless, if when you get up there to do something and you do your best and you give it your all, you're trying to win, that's all you can do. You really can't do no more than that. You know what I mean? If you let yourself get caught up in all the other stuff, it's only going to hinder you.
Yep.
And that's the basics of it. And of gambling and doing this type of stuff. And I try to teach anybody that I'm friends with because it's a good thing to know. And a lot of guys crack under pressure because they're worried about losing. They're worried about what people are going to think.
Right.
I don't, you can't care about what they're going to think.
Not at all.
And you're giving them a better chance to think something bad about you.
You're right.
Truthfully, the guys that don't like you, even when you win, I've personally experienced this. They still don't like you.
Yeah.
When you win,
That's
still
it.
don't like you.
That's
And
it.
they're going to still say, Steve Vick taught me this.
Yeah.
He said, Matt, it don't matter if you win the biggest NHRA Pro Mod race of the year.
Yeah.
The next day, all those people that you thought now they're going to know who you are, they're going to say, oh, he only won because he had that new car or he had that trick motor. That's the only reason he won. Or he only won because that guy spent all that money on the car. He didn't have to.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to say. And the guys that like you are going to like you, and they're going to say, I knew he could do it.
Yeah.
It didn't change anything. At the end of the day, it changed to zero. The people that like you still, and the
He
people
needs
that
to be our
don't still
DP,
don't.
man.
And they found more reasons not to.
So, are you going to be our DP, man?
I sure would if you ever want me to be.
Well, that's
I
good to
can tell you
know
this.
because
I'll be neutral. I'll be neutral. And as you can tell tonight, y'all asked me a question that I could have judged in your favor, but
You're
I
right.
actually judged against your favor, saying technically you might not warrant a DP on that in that one instance because you didn't you didn't put money up and you didn't
Well,
have a
that's
DP man.
right.
Now,
yes, you're not siding to side. I will 1,000,000% give you that.
I'm giving you my honest opinion.
Absolutely.
I'm giving you my honest opinion on what I think is right.
Right.
Is it right that somebody do that? No, but you should learn not to deal with that type
You're
of
right.
people.
That's
Well,
that's
what
why.
they're gonna
that's the key, not to deal with those folks that do that.
Absolutely.
And boy, that's a pretty cheap. If that's what it ends up being, a $500, if that's what it was, then that's a pretty cheap lesson.
Yeah, no.
I took a $10,000 one. Well,
Right.
my crew did.
I understand what you
So-
mean. Yeah, no, that really sheds a ton of light and all that bullshit. It's not like, I'm not Marquez. I don't have for the 20 plus years in door car racing. Matt, you know my history and I've known, like I said, I've known you 25 years. Not that we call each other weekly, but you obviously know where I came from to where I am, and who knows where I'm going. But this is a brand new pocket for me, and I literally, and I think Mark will attest to this. Pete's long gone because he got tired of hanging out in the top right corner, not saying anything, but he will. He will honestly attest that.
I've taken so much money from Pete over the years. He's probably his phone bill probably died.
Oh man!
Oh shit!
Man.
Throwing blades. You know, so for me,
I love Pete.
yeah, I got my way of doing my things, and I think even Mark will tell you, without saying too much of what we do, I do my things. Once a car's running, it's my car. You know, at that point, I'm doing what I do within. And then now we have radios, so I'm learning so much more of what not to do, what to do with grudge racing. So, you know, the only grain for me is finding out the verbiage, the etiquette. Once there's 4 bulbs, I don't give a fuck what class we're running. Let's get it. Like, that's where.
And what do we really do this for? We do this to test ourselves, right? I mean, at the end of the day, aren't we kind of doing this because we think we can do it?
Yeah.
I can remember making the first pass in a car. I made the first pass in Tim Booth's Cutlass Top Sportsman car. And they're like, oh, man, are you going to be able to handle this car? I said, yeah. In my mind, I've already played this out. And my first pass was get a great burnout, straight down the track, perfect. You know, like fast.
Easy.
And I hadn't been in a car even within 3 seconds of that fast, you know, before. But in my mind, I believed I could do it, and I did it, and I was able to do that because mentally I thought I prepared myself for it. Now, if I look back, I say that's pretty dumb. I probably should have done it differently and built myself up slower to it. But I just believed in my heart I could do it.
Yeah.
And same thing with motorcycles. I hadn't even. I don't know if you know this, but I helped Billy Stewart, and we won a points championship on a motorcycle.
I know that.
Billy
know
got
all
locked
about
up. Billy got locked up. I had never, Mark Hayes, you're not gonna believe this. I've never been on a drag bike in my life.
Damn.
I don't even think I've rode a street bike. I don't even think I drove a street bike down the street. I literally got on a bike that ran like, what did it run? 960 or 860?
Are you talking about that Kawasaki you rode, or?
The red, no. The red Suzuki that Billy used to ride.
Oh shit, 970, 980.
J&J paid it.
Yeah.
960. We'll say it was pretty fast bike.
Yeah, it was in its time.
Let's say 940.
In its time, fast.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At the time, there was only a couple guys going faster. You know, like there was Robbie and Ronnie were going a little faster, but not a lot. So whatever it was, is what it was going. So
and I will always be faster than you. Listen to that. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, Matt. I'm being a clown. Go ahead.
So, no, it's funny. But so I jumped on the bike. I went to the track. Billy got locked up. I was the alternate driver. He kind of knew it was going to happen. I went to the track. I think there was 5 races left.
Yeah.
I think he got 90 days, so he's going to miss all 5 races. So I went to the track. Literally didn't get there in time to make a test pass.
Mm-hmm.
Literally went up there and made my first pass I made my first pass on first round.
Okay.
I won the race.
Wow.
I won the first race.
Wow.
And I've lined up beside Danny Walsh
Danny.
and Ronnie Procopio during that day.
Yeah. Good guys back.
So lucky.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the very first pass was against Jamie Honeycutt, I think.
Wow.
I thought I was going to come off the back of the bike. My hands, I felt like they were coming off the handlebars, like because I sat up so straight. I didn't really tuck, and the air was like it was trying to pull me off the bike. And I was like, "What in the heck, man? How am I going to ride this thing?" And I wasn't squeezing my legs. A lot of things I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I end up going to the next race and winning that.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget Robbie Honeycutt said, "Matt, you ought to just quit working and race." Of course, I didn't win another race for about 2 years after.
Yeah.
But
hey, just so the fans know, what's
your
your to-date fastest on a motorcycle?
Oh,
ET mile an hour.
Even know.
Come on, man.
I
Don't throw shade on yourself.
Billy's 790 bike one time. I think I went 815 on it. The yellow one that he had, that was Thomas Gunn's bike.
Yeah,
I think that was the fastest I ever
The
been
small
on a
tire top eliminator bike? Was it small
tire?
tire?
But it wasn't 100% when I made a pass on it.
Okay.
But
all right. That's why I'm just, going way back because, beings, I know your last name is Suit.
I really don't remember.
Good job. We're
wrapping it up, Matt. Matt, thank you for calling in.
All right, guys.
Honestly,
man, I enjoyed it.
I appreciate the knowledge you have literally given me, and I hope other people seem the same way.
I hope everybody gets more excited about racing. If nothing,
I really do too, man. And that's why I wanted you to come on here.
I really hope so.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
I'll bump in every now and then.
Okay, man. You're more than welcome.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate you.
All right. Well,
that's a wrap, guys.
That does it for the evening.
Thank you to everyone that called in, including Fat Albert that was there, wasn't there. Thank you, Carlos. Sorry if we left you there. 100% sorry. We get to rambling, and there is no. We don't script anything out. We really talk. What's going on this week. So honestly, I don't want to speak for Mark. He can say after me. I can't wait till we can get to some race footage and some content.
Yeah, we're gonna set the game up here a little bit, but once we actually in this area get to racing, so
Yes,
next week we'll probably talk a little bit about what's going on at the World Series of Pro Mod.
World Series of Pro Mod. We also have NHRA
because I think everybody's watching that stuff. I don't watch NHRA. They can kick rocks.
Yeah,
because I'm a pro stock guy. I'm not watching Top Fuel. So the hell with that. But you can feel free.
No, I understand.
But we're getting close to it's starting to warm up a little bit.
Yeah,
and we'll see how things go. So
we're about to light fire in Mr. Hayes's car. Can't wait to do it. Galat's rapidly approaching, so I know personally I can't wait to put a helmet and a fire suit back on, and we get to doing what this guy has us do. So
that's it.
Thank you guys, everyone. Even if there's 1.5 of you listening now, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. You guys have a good night, and we will see you next Tuesday.
1 week from now, next Tuesday, guys.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it, get after it. Get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer.
What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma